with the pen, I'm learning life. My thirst is divine, words inspire in perfect time. Nurtured right, them man there be learning life, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
What's going on, people? Yes, welcome back to another live stream, another video, more points dropped. Kind of the same old shit, but I mean, we moved the ball a bit quicker, I guess. You could see some changes from Graham Potter. We looked a bit better in midfield, but this game was very, very important for us because there was already a lot of points dropped, and yeah, it's not the sort of game where you wanted to see a slow start to Graham Potter's reign. And like, nothing I'm going to say about the way that we played has anything to do with slandering or criticizing Graham Potter or anything like that. We'll get into it later on in the stream anyway. But yeah, frustrating arse performance. Big up everyone that's locked in though. We got 100 of you guys in here already. Let's try and get to 100 likes. And yeah, a lot to get into. Check out Jerseys FC down in the description below for all your best quality Chelsea kits. The new away kit is just about to go out on sale there too, so check it out. And also use the code CAREFREELEWISG for 20% off all of your kits, jerseys, tracksuits, anything, everything. 20% off. Just use my name. Flawless, he's dropped the tune as well in the comment section below, so check that out too. And yeah, plenty to get into with that crap second half performance, but we move. Big up Star Slayer, Ilias saying getting ready to hear this. Destruction, Jadon Sancho, Supreme Quads, Accelerates, Miles, Stad Formula, JSK, Andy Williams, Nikoi James, Nims, Liam Lane, Clicks. Big up everybody that is locked in. Where does everybody want to start? Let me know. Where do you guys all want to start off with? Because I don't really know where to start off. Because if this was a Premier League game, I wouldn't be that annoyed with the performance. My problem with this game is that it was a vital Champions League game and we had to win. We had to win. And it just wasn't good enough. Nikoi says start with Havertz. First game in his preferred position behind the striker. He was good in the first 20 minutes. I'll give him that. Lots of nice first touch passing. I have always said with Havertz, he is only good with his first 2 touches. As soon as he starts making more touches, he's useless. But then as the game progressed, he just started ghosting again. Just drifting into positions nowhere near the ball. When the ball was in the middle, nowhere to be found. Shocking touches. There was an awful scuff shot in the second half. Poor. I remember I'd seen a terrible pass as well in the first half. It was just shit after the first 20 minutes. Call it what it is. But what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I'm trying to be as objective as possible. It is the first game under Graham Potter, but fuck me. It was just terrible. It was just terrible. Broja has to be starting, especially with Aubameyang, because it was the same thing with him too. But Aubameyang I can allow because he's not 100% fit, and he's literally said that. But if he is not 100% fit, why are we starting Aubameyang? Let me get into this. Like, Havertz is dog shit. We already know he is. Like, there's just a bunch of stands who refuse to admit it at this point. But whatever. We played him behind the striker. We've played him as the striker. We've played him on the wing, and he's arsed in whatever formation. I'm tired of it. But Aubameyang, let me get this quote up here. He said, I'm going to need more time. I'm not 100% fine. It's not easy to play with a mask and a jaw injury. Let's hope I recover 100% as soon as possible. Now, that I can completely understand. Before he joined, we were already told that Aubameyang would potentially be out for 3 to 5 weeks with this injury. But then why are we playing him? Why are we playing him if he's not fit? Because my problem with this is when you're a striker, especially a striker at Chelsea, you come in for a lot of criticism if you don't start playing well. Especially an experienced striker like Aubameyang. Now, we are forcing him to start games and he is not even fit. He is already starting on the back foot. He is already being put up for criticism by rival fans, by journalists, by critics, because he's not hitting the ground running and it's another striker wearing the number 9 shirt that's playing poorly. Why are we putting him in that sort of situation? The only positive I can see from this is that it improves his sharpness. But what is the point of starting someone who is not fit? Especially when they've just joined the new club. Broja's itching for a start and we're not giving it to him. It doesn't make sense. And that's on Tuchel and that's on Potter because they both started him and he's not fit. Broja has to be starting after the international break. If Aubameyang isn't fit by then. But that's not good. That is not good at all. Let me see. Yeah, Broja should be starting. Like, Broja's finishing was poor anyway. Like, I won't even try and sugarcoat it. He had like 2 chances he should have buried in the second half. Especially the first one when he was one-on-one with the goalkeeper. If that's Havertz, if that's Pulisic, if that's anybody, we are rinsing them. But Broja is actually young. He is actually inexperienced. This is actually his first season playing regularly for Chelsea or for a club of this magnitude. I can give him time to get better because everything else still looks promising. But I don't understand that at all. Talk about the embarrassing match-going fans. They boo players that played 5 minutes but have no criticism for the others that played a full 90. One sec. Because I agree with that. And I do also think this is like partly because Tuchel got sacked and they were blaming the likes of Pulisic and Ziyech. Ziyech got so much abuse. Like, I haven't heard the Matthew Harding end be that toxic to a Chelsea player probably since not even Lukaku. I don't even think Lukaku had it that bad when he was at Chelsea. Maybe it was when we had the free rats thing and like Costa and Fabregas were getting booed after Jose got sacked. That's what it felt like. But Ziyech also didn't cover himself in glory because he was crap. Like, he nearly played worse than he did against Dinamo when he came on. And I can't defend that. Like, he played like shit. So I don't know what to say on that front. Like, I agree. The fans, I felt, was scapegoating Ziyech after he came on. Because everything he did, it was, fuck off Ziyech, you're fucking shit, go to Amsterdam or all this bullshit. And it wasn't necessarily his fault. He came on, he didn't help us. He probably came on and made us worse. But he wasn't the reason why we drew. And Pulisic, by the way, he came on with like 5 minutes left and couldn't do a single thing. And even then, he made more big chances than Havertz did in the entire match. So, can't say nothing about Pulisic. But Pulisic also didn't really have enough touches to do anything that anybody could criticize. I heard like patterns of like little patterns around the ground of boos for Pulisic, but it wasn't nearly the same as Ziyech. Ziyech got hounded. He was getting ripped apart by the Chelsea fans. That I didn't agree with. But he also didn't help himself. Lewis, if the front three is Sterling, Aubameyang and Broja and the finishing is still bad, will you give them the same energy of criticism or would you allow them time? How would you work that? Would you have Sterling in the middle and then Aubameyang and Broja as a 2? Or would it be like the same 3-5-2 that we played and then it's Sterling and left mid and Aubameyang and Broja up top? If the finishing is still bad, of course I'm going to criticize. Broja, I will give time because he is young, he is inexperienced, he deserves time to like get a feel of everything and to improve himself. Like, Broja will get my patience. That is fine. Aubameyang, right now, he's not fit. If we're still in the same position in like 2-3 months' time or something, yes, I'm going to be on Aubameyang's neck as well. And I will criticize poor performances as I see them too. But as of right now, like, I don't know. Aubameyang didn't really have any clear-cut chances. Didn't really do anything, but he's not fit. I can't say too much. And Broja needs to start a game. Pulisic and Ziyech don't need to be booed. I don't really agree with booing players like that. Maybe for the first game because like Tuchel's sacked and you want to get all the energy and everything out of your system. And that's fine. But Ziyech shouldn't be getting slandered like that anymore. Really shouldn't. Because, like, here's the thing I didn't get as well. We brought on Ziyech and then suddenly we were playing everything through the right. Even though it wasn't working. It's like, stop playing through the right-hand side when you know they're handling Ziyech easily. They probably did it because he was the freshest player on the pitch at that point. But it was still pointless. Why don't Bowley terminate Ziyech's contract like Barkley? Because we can still get money for Ziyech. Barkley, just terminate, and like we already made 11 million out of the 15 million that we already bought for him for. So the rest could already be made back off 1 or 2 loan deals. And Barkley's nowhere near like Ziyech. They're 2 completely different players. I think you were right about Kyle all along. I've lost belief in him. I hoped he proved me wrong. Like, it's still at early stages and everything. He still could potentially prove me wrong. But I didn't see anything except, like, some decent link-up play in the first half. Mount, fair enough to Mount. I thought he was a lot more consistent throughout the game. He looked more confident. I think he was in a better position. He was stronger on the ball. He was linking up play better. I don't know if he got that assist for the first goal. To be honest, I don't even know how the first goal got to Sterling. That was a big defensive error. But at least Mount was doing stuff. Havertz was an absolute ghost. And, like, I'm tired of this defense. Like, we dropped him. We got a little bit out of him as a result. And it feels like we've just gone back to being shit. But you already know how the Havertz cycle of life goes. He will continue to do fuck all except for, like, 1 or 2 games until we get to about February or something. Then we'll have a little purple patch. Everyone will say he's back and generational talent and baller and you're in the mud and all that bollocks. And then it'll just disappear again towards the end of the season. Or maybe we'll make a final and you can stat pad off that and then we'll get another year's worth of faith. God knows. But he's been shit. He was shit. Ziyech was terrible. I completely agree. But Ziyech wasn't the reason why we didn't win. Like, that was just a problem with our attack. And also, our defense isn't as solid as it once was. Just isn't. We have phases where we will just fall asleep, and we didn't have that before. Like, that equaliser, a lot of people are to blame for that. Cucurella gets caught out. Jorginho's marking the guy who has the assist for the goal, and then completely comes out for no reason and leaves him exposed. Which means Silva now has to come and chase him. And Silva doesn't put a good tackle in, which now means Jorginho has to come back and close the gap, and then he can't do it. And then Aspi loses Okafor, and he equalizes. And also, Kepa should have done a lot better with that too. But you can't really blame one person. And this is the problem. Our defense as a whole just has these phases where we fall asleep, and we don't look as reliable anymore. But what I didn't get is, we played a back 3. Why did we bench both Fofana and Koulibaly? I don't know if he wanted experience or not, but like, Koulibaly's experienced. Fofana, like, not really, but he's quality and he's shown it. I didn't get Aspi in a back 3. I didn't understand that one at all. Really didn't get that. Guys, continue to run the likes up, by the way, because we haven't hit 100. We're only on 60. This is some Kai Havertz conversion rate, people. Hit the likes. Lewis, isn't Havertz young too? How old is Broja, by the way? Because I think there's a considerable difference. But the difference between Havertz and Broja is experience. Broja is in his first season playing for the Chelsea first team as a regular option. Not even a starter, as a regular option. Havertz is in his 3rd season at Chelsea. He is in about his 7th season of first-team football. He is experienced now. He is not young. He is not inexperienced. He doesn't need time to adapt. He doesn't need none of that. The time for Havertz now is the time to show results. So that's why I don't subscribe to this, he's young, he needs experience, he needs time. That works to a point. After you have had 2 years of regular first-team experience, you need to be showing me results. And the same goes for Cho, the same goes for Mount, the same goes for anybody who has had that level of time. So I don't give him that energy. I don't. And I think anyone else who does is a bit delusional, personally. But that's the difference between Havertz and Broja for me. Talk Aspi next. Aspi I thought was all right until the second half, but this one is where I'm kind of on Potter. Because even if Aspi didn't make sense for the start, after we took the lead, you should be shoring up the back line. And Aspi isn't reliable for a full 90. He gets gassed a lot more easily now. This is where you should have brought on Fofana or you should have brought on a Koulibaly, and we could have been a bit more tighter defensively, and we might have seen that game out as a result. Maybe Koulibaly or Fofana, they're tighter to their marker, or they go out and they deal with the guy who plays the assist, and Silva deals with the person, who has the assist. Maybe Silva deals with Okafor, because Silva's a lot better with his blocks and his last-ditch tackles as opposed to Aspi. So my problem is more, why did you keep him on the pitch? If you started him, whatever. But you could have managed that a bit better. And that's the only thing that I'm getting with him. Yeah, you must be trolling at this point. Yeah, that must be trolling. Luckily, my idol ran around and looked busy. That impressed Lewis. No, he actually had good link-up play. He was actually better defensively, and he wasn't just turning over possession for fun. I saw improvements from Mount. Your idol, Havertz, ran around and just looked busy, and he didn't do anything. But talk to me about Havertz going in, because you were on my neck as soon as he scored that winner against West Ham. So talk to me, bro. Frosted Myth said, I don't know what victory feels like now. What was it? West Ham was the last time we won, and that didn't even feel like a win. I felt like we just robbed West Ham blind, and I'll take it, because fuck West Ham every day of the week, dirty claret and blue bastards. But it didn't feel like a win. What other wins did we have? Leicester. We felt resilient in that game, but still didn't really set the world on fire and was a bit tense. We still haven't had a convincing win yet, and we're going to go into October without that. So, yeah. God knows. God knows. Havertz ain't a 10. What is he? What is he, man? Because I heard he's a 9. I heard he's a winger. I heard he's an 8. Then we're telling me he's a 10. What is he? Oh, I'm so tired of this mental gymnastics over this absolute fraud. It does my head in. It does my fucking head in. What a goal! What a goal that is. Boy, standards are in the bin. Yes, he really shushed the Chelsea fans after 1 goal in 6 league games just to do fuck all against Zagreb and Salzburg. This is what I mean when I said that shush was a sign of a shit mentality. Because how are you shushing someone after you finally turn up? After being benched, by the way. I told you, Havertz had to ball out after that celebration. And what did he do? Kai the friendly ghost again. It's terrible. Do that shush after 3 games of good form. And then maybe I understand. It's yeah, I've turned up now. What are you lot saying? After turning up off the bench for 15 minutes, have some shame. Have some absolute shame. What else are we seeing? No, bro, I hate shit defense over poor players who are playing poorly. If he played well, I would be praising him. I keep saying that. What else we say? Killian, suck your mum and hold a block. Right. What else we saying? Anything else? Anything not about Havertz? Because I've already fucking spoke about this guy. Big up Shaq as well. Why do our match-going fans hate Pulisic? I don't get. Is he doing something wrong? Guy rarely plays but catches all. It's probably because of his dad. Because his dad does move a bit embarrassing on Twitter. So I kind of get on that front, but like you shouldn't project all of that onto Pulisic. Pulisic just wants more game time. He wasn't trying to force anything against Tuchel. He wanted to go on loan and even sign a 1-year extension to preserve his value. He clearly wants to succeed at Chelsea. He just wants more game time. And yeah, like the performances aren't really showing it too much, but the fuck is he going to do with 15, 20 minutes of play? Or 5 minutes against Salzburg? Yeah, he started against West Ham and he didn't do anything. But what the fuck are you going to do with a Pulisic and Sterling front two against a deep low block that West Ham were putting up? Like, you need to put him in positions to do well. That's my only thing with Pulisic. I still think he needs to perform when he's put on the pitch, but I just don't think we give him the same opportunities that we give a Mount or a Havertz, for example. Well, we are hyping up shots on target. If this is not a bigger example of how in the bin we are as a fan base, I don't know what to say. I'm hyping shots on target, bro. What are we doing? Hype good performances. What shots on target? Like at least Havertz was good when he came on against West Ham, and I've said that. I will always praise a player that plays well. But the performances are too few and far between. If all we're going to say is, yeah, he had a shot on target, we might as well change the badge, wear red and white, and we might as well do a fucking Brentford-Arsenal watch-along on Sunday. Because we might as well just turn into Arsenal full stop. Because that's terrible. It's terrible, man. Oh, shit, I am 4 minutes behind these streams. I mean, this comment section. For once, let's start Pulisic. Start Pulisic with an actual number 9. Because we said that about Havertz and he's done jack shit. So try it with Pulisic and see what he does. If he's shit too, don't play him. But at least we know at that point. Like, my problem, this isn't a Potter thing either because it's his first game. But we give so many opportunities to certain players and we give scraps to others. And then we wonder why there's an issue and there's players are getting pissed off with lack of game time and they want to leave. It's because we don't offer everyone the same opportunities. And we're saying some people have done more to justify more opportunities. No, they haven't. Only Sterling has done enough to deserve more game time. Nobody else has done it in attack. Nobody. So give Pulisic a run out. Fuck it. See what he does. The worst that Pulisic could do is be the same as Mount and Havertz when they were playing in the front three. That's the worst. I don't have to give my flowers to Klasref. Me and Klasref deserve flowers. I was with Klasref. I just didn't have the same energy that he did. He would go on for an hour just talking about Kai. But I just say how it is. I think he's crap and that's it. I don't understand any stands. Trust me, I'm done with it. No more player stand thing. I know I had my whole AC high thing. That's done anyway. He's gone, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't understand any stands at this point. I'm tired of agendas for and against. I will pause that because if you were a James, Silva, or Kovacic stan, I would understand. I would understand because they perform consistently. And those are the only players that I could outright back through anything. And maybe even Sterling. That's it. Everyone else, except that your boy can be criticized because your boy ain't consistent. Even if it is someone I really like Jorginho, but I also know he's not consistent. So I will accept that criticism will come on his name. I'm not going to cry and bitch and moan about it because that's just it. When your player plays poorly, they'll get criticized. If there's guys that don't rate your favorite player and he doesn't play well consistently, they will speak about him with energy. And you have to firm it. That's just the way it is. I don't care. But none of this player stand bullshit anymore. It's tiring. What else are we seeing? Mr. Smith says, when will Zakaria get game time? Seems mad. This would have been another one. It's like, Potter, why did you bring him off the bench? Like, that might have been my only gripe with Potter. Now I'm really thinking about it. I don't think the game management was really good defensively. I think going forward, we make the right substitutions. Defensively, though, you could have taken Aspi off. You could have taken Jorginho off. Zakaria would have given us some steel defensively. And the same thing with Koulibaly. We might have seen that game out. We might have. Because the problem was defensive. Going forward, like, that's the same old shit. But defensively, we were solid in the first half, and then we disappeared in the second. Like, it looked like a goal was coming because Salzburg were coming forward a bit more. They were starting to make a bit more chances. They didn't really have anything clear cut, but you could see one was coming. So you have to manage that. You need to bring on more defensive subs. We brought on more attacking subs. Probably because Potter wanted to kill the game off, but you need that defensive mindset as well. So, like, that's probably my only gripe with Potter, but that was about it. Do you have any confidence our bench be Pulisic, Ziyech? Pulisic or Havertz off the bench would be decent for us. Havertz came off against West Ham and had a very good impact. I wouldn't mind seeing him come off the bench more. Do you not remember when we beat West Ham? I wasn't saying start Havertz more. I was saying bring him off the bench more because he's clearly having a positive impact. Obviously, no one heard that because all they think is I have a big Havertz agenda. But I think he'd be good coming off the bench. And the same thing with Pulisic. Just don't bring him on with 5 fucking minutes left. What's he going to do with 5 minutes? You make attacking subs with like 15, 20 minutes left to play so they have enough time to get into the game. Not just this, 5 minutes and just hope he gets 3 touches and does something with it. That's pointless. What else we going? What else we saying? What are we saying? Do I think Zakaria definitely does? Chukwuemeka's too inexperienced. I don't know what to say with him. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that we played. It's just this game was very important, so it's more about getting the win as opposed to how we play. In terms of Potter's first game, it was positive. I think it was positive. You could see us looking a little bit better. Still frustrations, but we look better than we did under Tuchel. Even though, like, the last few weeks is literally going from here to here. It doesn't really change too much. This is speaking facts, but these Havertz fangirls can't... Player stands, man. Player stands are sad. Sad. Thoughts on Kovacic's position last night? He looked solid. Still not really penetrative in terms of his passing and his final ball and everything, but I thought his tackling was good. His playing out pressure was good. Felt like a standard Kovacic performance. And that always leaves you in a good light anyway, but do need to see that final ball get a bit better. Really do. Can we have a conversation about set pieces? I thought Mount's crosses got a bit better. Like, there was more height on them, but they still weren't finding anybody. There still needs to be a bit better. We nearly scored from a free kick set piece, though. Remember, Cucurella had a really smart layoff to Reece James, and he just put it over the bar. But, yeah, our set pieces still need improvement. At least we didn't concede off one. That's a first. Thank God. Thank God. So Stans just need to fuck off, in all honesty. Call it what it is. There we go. Daniel's super chat. Big up yourself, saying, I've been telling people about Havertz for 2 seasons. Damn, well, you really were ahead of the curve. But my breaking point with Havertz was, I think, the Manchester United game where he missed three one-on-one chances. Just literally did a Morata. Which, by the way, what is the fucking difference between Havertz and Morata at Chelsea? They both wear the number 29. They're both good with their head. They're both decent with link-up play. And then they just ghost. And then they're shit with 50-50s and 1v1s and anything with their feet over 2 touches. They're the same player. They're the exact same player. Prez also dropped a super chat saying, I see us in Europa League. I didn't want to be the one to say it, innit? But we've put ourselves in a very tough position now because AC Milan are already pulling away. And now we're playing them home and away with a new manager, with a team that we're not really that confident about. I will say, if we can't beat AC Milan and Zagreb at home and potentially get draws in both away games or win one of them, then we don't deserve to come out of the group stage anyway. And it would be better that we drop into the Europa League because I'd rather win the Europa League and guarantee a Champions League spot as opposed to drop out of the last 16 because we're not fucking winning the Champions League and potentially drop out of top 4. Because we're not sure about top 4. We're not sure about anything right now. I don't want to speak Europa League into existence. I really don't. But I don't know what happens to the Champions League right now. AC Milan are going to be very tough, home and away. They look in unbelievable form right now. And we don't. We really don't. Now, I'm still going Milan away. I don't give a shit. I want to tick off the San Siro. That's a beautiful ground. I'm going to go there while it's still there. But, yeah, I don't know what happens in terms of the group. Because if we don't do well home and away against AC Milan, then we're relying on Salzburg v Zagreb being 2 draws. And if that's not the case, and if one of them is better than the other and gets 2 wins or a win and a draw, suddenly we're in 3rd place with a lot of ground to make up. With games coming thick and fast, 2 games a week, it's not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv. It really isn't. But we'll see. We'll see, because I don't want to talk it into existence. I really don't. But yeah, it could go anywhere. It could go anywhere. If we go into Europa League, though, we'll win it. Like, I'm sure of that. We will walk through that Europa League easily. So it might not even be that bad for us. But I don't want to talk it into existence. And this is also, again, why I'm doing AC Milan away. If we go into the Europa League, I'm probably not doing any of those away days. Because big racismo tax in half of those aways. Remember 2019? Literally did a whole tour of Eastern Europe. I was like, Ukraine, I don't think I'm going to have a good time there. Romania, I don't know if I have a good time there. Prague, I don't know if I'll have a good time there. Should have done Frankfurt. Should have done Frankfurt. But we move. Hopefully Ajax get 3rd. Please. I'm still praying on Amsterdam away. Still praying on it. Cool. If there's nothing else, I'll send the link out to everybody. Yeah, Giroud Masterclass incoming. I completely agree. Did I miss any other super chats? Right now, it is Tuchel ball with faster passes, but it's also his first game. So, like, do you really expect too much to change? Not really. But we move. Yeah, let me send the link out to everybody. Guys, run the likes up while I'm sending the link out. We have hit 100 likes. We have hit 100 likes. Big up. So, now I want 200. Everyone run those likes up. I'm sending the link out to everybody, so just bear with me. Cool. If my laptop could fucking last through that. Who else wants it? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. There's a few people who've asked for it today. Cool. That's everybody. Wait. Yeah, now it's everybody. Cool. Right, who is in here? Yes, Scott, what are you telling me, bro?
Not much, bro. I'll be real, I didn't watch the game last night. I literally finished work as it started, and then I went out with my girlfriend, so I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, though, so I saw the goals and a few bits and pieces.
What time, man? Fuck it hell.
But yeah, from everything that I saw, it sounds as though Havertz didn't have a good game. Imagine my shock. By the sounds of it as well, the attack was very ineffective. Again, imagine my shock. And Asp is very washed. Again, imagine my shock.
Literally, it was like GoAM said. I actually agree with what he said. Tuchel ball with faster passes. I don't really know what else to expect that close. I mean, that close to him being sacked and everything. It's a short turnaround.
And the thing is, like, I don't actually like nothing.
Josh needs some haircut, Josh.
I do, yeah. Nothing about the game, even the lineups, even the subs. I was like, nothing about the game I'm really gonna get on Potter about, just because, like, I completely understand why he picked the lineup he did. It's the exact same thing Tuchel did when he in the Wolves game when he first joined. You just go with experience and the like players that have the most influence in the locker room. Just it's your first game. You've had not that much time. You've had a bit of time, but not that much time to fully implement what you want. I fully understand like what Aspie plays, but Potter's going to learn really, really quickly that there's certain players that he cannot trust and should not be playing football. They should be off the pitch.
I don't think Aspie was that bad. Like,
no, Aspie was starting wasn't the problem. It was just you should have taken him off at a certain point.
I don't think
he got beat 5 minits into the game, man. I was not a fan.
I mean, look, we played so much possession, man. It's kind of like it's eggs, but it's a different way, but it's the same eggs. The problem for me, I saw some good passes in the first half, but it's the same issue. Like if you go to the heat map and everything, like if you can tell me that there's more directness through the middle, I don't see it. There's no passes through the middle still. We're still going left to right, just quicker left to right instead of slower left to right. And that's not because of it's a system. It's because the players are maybe playing better because it's a new coach. I don't like to be a guy. I didn't even slam Timo Werner all season yesterday because he was a Chelsea player. But yesterday, I kicked the freaking table with my foot and I hurt my foot because of it. Why is Ziyech is coming on and we become worse?
Because he sucks.
When Ziyech comes in, we like that everything that I don't know what's the issue with that guy. Like I really don't know what's the issue with the guy. I swear, man, Timo Werner, like technique, like how you say it, ability as a football player, Timo Werner is 0 to none. But he was trying, and that guy does not even trying. And before people said Ziyech played exactly. I mean, it was horrible, man. I actually thought if after they scored, we could have a chance to actually still score the goal. And he come in and he made us worse.
I'm not sure if this is true or not, but like, it might be.
He came out and said, I did see some comments. He said we played at 3 at the back and played with wing backs because we saw that Leipzig were playing that. I think they played it was like a 4-4-2, but it was like a diamond in midfield as opposed to like a flat 4.
Yeah, it's very narrow.
Yeah, so they've tried to play with wing backs and play with a 3 and push the centre backs wide to like stretch the pitch. And play
it was a 4-3-1-2.
They knew whatever. They knew that opposition plays through the middle. Oh wow! So we cannot do it because they can. I thought we have a better players. What is that kind of
about trying to exploit the weaknesses in it? That's literally what they're trying to do. They're trying to exploit the weaknesses by the fact they've got a narrow formation.
Okay, I see what you said.
Play wide.
The two passes.
And as well, it means you isolate the 2 centre mids. It means you have to pull them out wide and you isolate them.
I understand that. The second half, when we win 1-0, is that the same Leipzig? Is that the same approach?
Is what?
After Sterling scored the first goal, we are 1-0 up.
Yeah.
Was the same approach from Leipzig, Red Bull Leipzig against Chelsea? Was that the same approach we play for the middle, or way more open?
Nah, they started playing wide. Like even the equalizer came from wide.
That's my point. And my another point is the couple of chances that we did create through first half was through the middle. Do you remember Sterling pass to Auba? The amazing piece of defense from another guy.
Yeah.
Where's the pass came from? From wide into the middle. Same with what's his name? Jorginho a couple of times. He went for the middle. By the way, fucking hey, I'm telling you, man. You complaining about Azpilicueta? Just look at the replay of
No, Jorginho was to blame as well. Like it's not one individual. I agree. Silva, Jorginho, Cucurella, Azpi, they're all to blame for that goal, all combined. I agree.
Silva was one of the biggest. What are you on about?
He's doing his job. He's going to get the.
Hold on. Let me explain. If you don't think Silva was.
Hey, time out. Set the timer. It's 30 minutes to go over this.
Declared.
Yeah, Josh.
Before you go
get
into
your
your
pen and paper. I want you to take notes. Look, draw it out. Look, no. See,
before you go into the mental stage of non-returning, let me tell you something. There's a couple of. We're not saying that Thiago Silva didn't. Thiago Silva mistake is noticed. But the mistakes were made before Thiago Silva.
Of course.
And the reason why Thiago Silva made mistake, because they pulled him wide, where he shouldn't be in the first place.
Yes, Silva was covering.
Okay.
It was a series of mistakes, but no one, because we all love Silva, and no one, and everyone.
That's not what it is.
No, but let me finish. No. So everyone's been pointing fingers. Everyone loves pointing fingers. Yesterday, at whose fault it was, but no one mentioned Silva. For me, Silva wasn't meant to go to ground, right? And the players thought that he was covering and he was going to hold there. He didn't need to slide tackle. People said his leg got stuck or whatever, right? But he needed to just hold to get the players back. He didn't need to. The biggest mistake he did was going to ground. He didn't need to. He was covering, and we would have had players back in the box for the cover. So he was at fault too. It was a series of mistakes.
Thank you for saying that he's at fault too. Because that's what we're saying. We didn't make it Thiago
No,
Silva
Lewis left his name out. That's why I brought it up.
Who?
Silva's.
I said Silva was to blame as well.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said everyone but Silva. That's why I brought it up.
No. Silva, Azpi, Cucurella, Jorginho, even Kepa to an extent. All of them have a part to play.
At least I got to explain for some people that didn't think so.
The ball wasn't hard. Goalkeeper could have saved it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the problem with Kepa is he's expecting Azpi to do his job and get in front of the man. Which I'm sorry, Asby's one-on-one with that guy. He looks three different times over his shoulder to find the runner, and he just leaves him. It's like you're the only one there, man.
No.
Go put a body on it.
He blocked it.
That's what
He blocked it.
But that's what I'm saying, Matt. Where players were
The
running
ball
back.
blocked. Azpilicueta blocked the ball. It just ricocheted off his heel into the.
I thought it went through his legs.
Yeah, he got negged on it. It didn't get a piece of that.
Yeah, he had his leg there, Alex, but he hit it under his left foot that he tried to get forward, and I think that's what maybe kept a bit surprised too.
My thing is he had all day to get in the proper position there. He was the only one there, and he got beat to the front.
That's what I'm saying, Josh.
Silva, he just got beat one-on-one. He was in position.
Silva's slide tackle kind of caught everyone because I think even Azpi thought the players were coming back. It was going to kind of like form a line if it would have had like a line in front of that player where Azpi would have covered.
No. Look at the replay again. As a defender, I'm telling you, what Jorginho did, he was following defender. The ball got to. He was doing. Jorginho did everything right, up to a single point because Cucurella went up. So the proper 6 is covering for the left center back, and he did the right thing. He went and pressed him. The guy passed in the middle. What's his name? Then Jorginho followed the guy on the wing. But there's a moment when he decided to actually leave his guy and start to press the ball, which he is not capable of to get there first quick enough. He should have stayed. That's just my opinion. He should have stayed with his guy on the left that he's covered and let Thiago Silva push. That will make it fair because that's the angle that's easier to defend. Thiago Silva is easy. What Jorginho is easier to beat. So for him, just cover that guy. Do not let that ball pass it to him. That's it. But if you look at the replay, he was running left, do it all the time, and he made the decision one time that actually leave the guy and push forward, and that opened the channel for the pass. So when he opened the channel for the pass, Thiago Silva had to go back from a little bit front all the way to the left. I think Thiago Silva actually he did the right. People didn't understand Thiago Silva is not. The reason why he went on the ground wasn't because he like less jig. It's because he knows that if he will stand still, the guy will outgo around him. Because the way he was running, the only chance he could to clear the ball, and he should have taken that chance. But he didn't. He tried to keep the possession. And that's my problem that I will address.
My issue with that
problem later.
Yeah, my issue with that is that even if the player was going to go around him, we would have had players back. He just needed to hold. I think he got maybe adventurous. He saw it there and he knew he can get it. It's a mistake by him. Any defender would have held it a bit more. But I do agree with the Jorginho thing. We see that all the time. Jorginho doesn't have that defensive awareness of when to not go in, and he always goes to press. Because I think that's all he knows to do, and he expects others to cover him. So he's meant to be always just as pressing, and it's not in his game. But we've seen him do that. What you described, Alex, I 100% agree, and we've seen him do that a lot. I've seen him do it in other examples as well, where he would choose to press instead of, hold his man. So
I'll say this quickly about Asby. Like, as captain of this club, I think he has a duty that if he sees his name on the team sheet, he should respectfully decline. Like as captain of the club, to do his job is to do the best thing for the club. And if he sees Graham Potter put his name on the team sheet, he should just go, Graham, I'm gonna sit this one out today, boys. We have Wesley Fofana here. I'm gonna let him go ahead and get some minutes, man. I'm going to do my best as captain for the club, and just to decline my my start today.
I said it's like that.
I would like to address another question later when we're done with this, because there is a bigger issue that I've noticed. So.
All right, give me one second. I'm just going to go through a few of the super chats. Olu says Oba was out here hitting his Fitbit daily goals. Hey, Kai Havertz taught him well in the limited time that he's spent here. So have to credit him for that. Cameron says, let's not lie to ourselves. Salzburg were terrible. That's probably, for me, the worst game I've watched live in a while. Same old and poor subs, in my opinion. Yet it felt like there was a golfing class in terms of ability. It's just we never really translated it in the final third, and it just made its own problems for us as the game progressed. But we put ourselves in that sort of position.
Yeah, but I agree with what Alex said. Like, for me, it was nice to see a quicker tempo. Like, we definitely upped the tempo. I don't think you can argue that. But like, if you look at the game as a totality and you compare it to the Zagreb game, so in this game we had 2 more shots and 1 more shot on goal than the Zagreb game. So it's essentially the same exact outcome. Like, from a going forward standpoint. Like, yes, we upped the tempo. Yes, we got 2 extra shots out of that and 1 extra shot on goal, but it didn't really lead to anything. There wasn't any, like, the final third play was still not there. The width, like, I was watching, you could see Reece getting frustrated because he's just out there trying to cross balls in, and he's looking at people like, who am I fucking crossing to? There's like, there's nobody in there. Like,
I wasn't happy with James' performance over the all 90 minutes.
He had some good moments, but his role seemed more limited than it's been like in the previous formations.
James' temper.
Now we're looking for James' temper.
No, I've been
saying that.
I wanted to be fired up, man.
Alex, I know you've been. I've always agreed with you. People like that stuff. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. It's immature. Like, he could have gotten more than a yellow card. It's so dumb. I don't like that. I don't think we need that. We don't need him to do that. It's so.
Yeah,
It's just not unnecessary.
I don't know. I think
People
Alex
like
understands.
that.
I was like that on the pitch. I'm pretty sure Alex was like that on the pitch. It's more you're hating yourself, Maya. You hate your own performance. You do that. You take it out on another player. Take it out in a tackle.
But
I think it's more frustration with Reece's performance rather than.
Then there's ways to do, there's ways you do it. Go and look at the comments that Leroy Sané made after their game yesterday. Like the Bayern game, like he took out on a water bottle because he wasn't happy about his performance. You don't take out on the pitch. It's the same like issue I had when people were talking about when we were going to sign Koundé when we were. I had people showing comps of when he threw the ball in Albert's face and like, oh, this is what we need. No, that's petulance. I don't want that from my players. That's stupid. If he's going to get a red card every other game because he's fucking throwing balls at people's face, that's dumb because it means he doesn't play for us.
Yeah, I agree if it's a red card offence. You do a yellow card offence, and it feels much better when you do it on a player than a water bottle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Like, have some temper and have some, like, animation to you, but do it in a way that's smart, like Costa does, like Rudiger did most of the time. Be smart about it. Don't just have a temper.
Hey, I wouldn't say Costa was that.
Come on, Scott. If there was VAR, Costa would have the most red cards.
Costa knew how to use that. He would use that temper and then piss the other person off, and then
if there was VAR.
It was exactly. He was doing it before VAR. Now it's a different kind of conversation. But that's the problem with James is he does the stupid things that not necessary thing. You can take a yellow card if you pissed off with the guy by making a tackle specific way that you can get a yellow card and that attitude would have been shown.
Right.
Versus like literally going into the guy and just. I tell you the truth. I don't understand why did he push them in the first place.
Because he thought he was diving, so he's like, "Fucking get up, bitch." I don't really have a huge problem with what he did yesterday. It wasn't that egregious, but like, I get your point.
No,
like, you don't want him.
That's not it.
You don't want him to like unnecessary yellow cards. Yes, I understand that you don't want that to happen, but I don't think what he did yesterday was that big a deal.
Yesterday,
I agree that we're seeing it a lot more, right? And because we're not playing well, I guess when we start playing well,
I was going to say, and one of the easiest ways that. One of the easiest things for another player or another team to exploit is a player with a bad temper because they'll just exploit the shit out of you. They'll go down easy. They'll piss you off. Yeah. They'll do everything they can. They will do everything they can to piss you off because they know that they're going to get a reaction, and then they know you're probably going to get sent off. And when you're as crucial to this team as Reece James is, that's a big miss.
That's what I was trying to say. It's not about how he do it. It's lately. It's been every game. It was a moment of Reece James in it. That's what I was trying to say. It doesn't matter how easy it is or not significant for you or like that's what you love. I love that in the sport, but it's VAR now. Now they can actually see the hair being split in two on the field. But I would like to address something that it hasn't been addressed even under Tuchel. For some reason, Chelsea, when they go on 1-up, all of a sudden they decide we need to play passing ball in the back more often than what it is. And for me, that's inviting the pressure more than anything else. You invite the pressure, especially when Chelsea played 1-0. We started to pass it through the back more. We went from the one directness ball that would happen in the first half, and we actually started to do it. We started to pass it more in the back.
Yeah, they got let off the gas.
That's inviting the pressure. What I was trying to show, the same moment when we lost the possession of the ball, when we got conceded, that sequence, the reason why it's because the passing was too short between the players. There's not enough space to the less space you have between to pass it, the more chances you're gonna be taken out of position or taking the ball away. You're gonna lose the possession.
Wasn't it the game plan, Alex? Though from the get go, it just looked a lot more.
No, I don't think it's the game plan because the game plan cannot be with the same thing. I think the coach did not say that. I think it's the mentality of the players. Do you know why they do it? I think because they think they conservative wise. They want to play. They don't want to. They don't want to do risky passes anymore. They start to be conservative and they try to be safer. By the way, safer You don't realize, but you give them more. They become more bravery. They become braver and pressing the ball, and you still can make a mistakes. Is how good as you are all the time. You can't be You can't take a possession away from you. And when you play conservatively, your possession is usually in your own half, and that's how we concede.
Well,
that's my problem. When we go and goal up, we all of a sudden become the team that all of a sudden we need to play possession ball in our own half.
I was looking at it a little differently, that because they're playing low blocks, it was almost like a come get it now that you got to come get it, and being confident that now you got to open up to come get the ball.
That's the thing.
They have to commit,
playing that way can be really good for, like what you said, Declare, getting the opponent to come at you. The problem is then we can't then exploit that when they do. Like, they'll step up to us, and instead of being able to exploit the space that they create, we can't. We literally can't seem to exploit the space that they create.
Ideally, you're meant to, even with a different team,
Yeah, and that's what a team like City or even Liverpool at times will do. Team will step up to them when they're a goal down because they have to at some points, and they'll just kill them. They'll literally just end them because they'll be able to exploit the space they create. But we can't. We literally cannot exploit the space that they.
This is the comment. Little boy blue notes. I'm not searching for a good point, Alex. I'm searching for the second half of that comment. If you play that way, you have to be able to counterattack and push at the team the same way. That's the second half of that comment is brilliant. Because if you do invite the pressure to yourself, deeper position, you gotta be asking the forward players to actually start, look up for not the forward players, the players on the wing like James. That's why I wasn't happy with James. After we scored the goal, he became more conservative, and he started playing back more often, and he invites the midfielder close to him so he pass is not gonna be as risky. Kick the freaking ball forward a couple of times. See if Auba can catch it or Sterling can catch it. That's how you can get out of this. But we keep inviting this pressure. I was pissed off yesterday.
For me, I'm looking at
Alex,
that.
I thought tactically wise, that's kind of what you meant to do. I know what Scott was saying, how we lacking taking advantage of it, but I mean, it meant like tactically wise, I thought you meant to. I always had the impression that's what you meant to do if someone's sitting deep and you're leading.
That is a good way. Like, there's
if you're winning, if a team's playing with low block or playing deep, and you're now leading, now you can play, possession base and have them commit more players forward, right, to get the ball now off you because you've got the numbers in the back, so they can open up and you can now exploit them now because they've been sitting deep. Just in general, as a general, not for just our team, for anyone.
Yeah. There's a few ways that you can break a low block down in that situation, but the problem is we just lack the tools to execute so many of them. Like, for example, the one we just mentioned. I wasn't
talking about the low block.
I'm just like in general, like that's what you need to do. Because in that situation, it's what you're talking about when you play possession deep. You're either trying to kill the game, or you're trying to get the other team to open up a bit and press you so you open up space. And the problem is when we do that, we've got very few players who can make that line-breaking pass to find someone if they are going to make a run in behind into the space or whatnot. We've got very few people who can exploit that space. Then if you want to look at like another way to break down a low block, we've got basically no one in our team who can play in between the lines and link, like in the tight spaces that are going to come here and there and again against a team that plays a low block. We've got no one who can exploit the little half spaces where like someone like Havertz should be able to, and he fucking can't.
He did a couple of. There was moments of it, but that is not enough for the 90 minutes to sustain.
He needs time and space on the ball. Exactly. And we'll come to talking about Havertz in a minute because my word, there are worse things we had on him. But the problem is we've got it's like kind of starting like a basis of being able to do a bunch of different ways to attack a low block, but we haven't got the final piece or we haven't got all the pieces. And it just means that more often than not, we just can't break down low blocks and we have to try and find different ways. And more often than not, it doesn't work. So we end up getting ourselves into situations like you mentioned, where we have to play possession in our kind of third or in the midfield area to try and open up space. And it ends up backfiring because we just get pressed. We just get pressed and lose the ball and then get, counterattacked and scored of them like we did in this game. But can we talk about the midfield, the attack now? Because sideways.
Also, in the comments, I'm not unmodding anyone who has a football opinion. If they wanted Tuchel sacked, then whatever. If we agree or disagree, it's a footballing opinion. I'm not unmodding someone for a football.
Why are we still talking about Tuchel?
I'm just saying because it's going on in the comments section. Before we go into the attack as well, GoAM saying, does anyone remember, but did Fat Frank have the best attacking stats of any recent manager? Asking before I wrote. It can't have been Lampard. It can't have been. Wouldn't it have been?
His defensive stats were miserable, so I don't really care if he scores. We scored 100 goals under him.
For every goal we scored, we conceded the same amount as well.
Been Frank. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't matter if we score 100
get that
goals.
rope ready, GoAM, because it's all mad. It's all mad. But the attack. We were all right in the first 20 minutes. Like, I thought we were doing really well going forward, but then it was the same old of just we're whipping balls into the box and nobody's in there, losing possession way too easily. And it just felt like whatever happened through Sterling was going to be whatever happened for us through the game. His goal was lucky as well. It was a big defensive error leading up to it, but it was a good composed finish. Other than that, same problems.
To be fair, I mean, we all wanted to see something different, but I personally didn't expect to see a lot different. Just one game in, he's only been able to work with the team for 3 or 4 days. I just don't know why we would expect to see so many different patterns, different habits to the players. You have to give it some time. This is what we were talking about after he got hired. We have to be okay to wait a little longer than I think a lot of us are actually being able to wait. When you think about Zagreb game, think about the players we had in that match. Are the players better than the players we have in this match? Absolutely. Did we play better yesterday than we did against Zagreb? I think so. So already that for me is somewhat of a sign. And I think we just have to be able to wait because these matches are going to happen. We're not always going to get the results. We have to be willing to wait until the end of the season. This is going to keep happening, and this is what I expect as growing pains. So, I mean, I wasn't
pay attention nothing to the manager. I wouldn't give him a couple of games before I start to going after him. I usually judge the manager based on substitution, based on time of substitution, based on substitution impact, good or bad.
Hey, he made all 5.
He made the list. He made all 5, and he gave.
The timing was poor, but
what's his name?
On some of them,
I actually glad that he gave. What's his face? Forward more than 15 minutes. Broja to play more than 15 minutes, which he was actually really good.
Did we see a counter yesterday? I mean, when was the last time we saw a counter like that? A counter. When we countered them.
Yeah. He drove the counter all the way from our own box.
I mean, these are that's a positive. He
started it.
We get that kind of counter once every 20 games.
Yeah, we can't say that until we see more of Potter.
Pulisic was even better impact as a sub than.
He played a inch-perfect ball to Ziyech, who just
I don't understand why he did not try to layer off that header instead of going.
He should have played it back across the box.
Yeah, there was somebody was right on the edge of the penalty, and he was. Broja should have done with that volley better, but that's youngster are not gonna take it on him. But that was horrible. Ziyech was
Ziyech is trying to redeem himself. He's doing too much.
Ziyech was bad. Yeah, he was bad. My only problem was the match-going fans were starting to scapegoat him for the whole reason why we were playing. I mean, the whole reason.
I know he only played 8 minutes. It shouldn't be, but that 8 minutes.
It wasn't a good 8 minutes. It wasn't a good.
No, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't a good. It was only 8 minutes.
One of the worst sub performances.
It was 8 minutes, but we at that point we are chasing.
Yeah, and he had the ball. He had the ball a lot for being on for 8 minutes.
Exactly.
It was quite a bit.
He didn't do enough with it, or too many loose passes. The crosses, that set pieces, hitting the first man. He invited a lot of the frustration. I don't think it's fair because he only had 8 minutes, but the fans already on him. And then those opportunities, like the Broja one where he didn't pass to him, he was trying to show up the fans. You know him. You know how Ziyech is. He has that
Blunt Mount was better substitution than Ziyech, man. Even Blunt Mount made the better. He made that cross in the box, which was really good. Anyway,
I'll say like what Moyo said a few minutes ago. Like, I think we played different than the Zagreb game. I don't know that we played better. I'll be honest. Like, I think we played different, so it was more appealing. It was more appealing to the eye because things were going faster. But at the end of the day, it was the same shit. Like, we had the same amount of attacking shots and shots on target as we did in that Zagreb game. It's just a matter of, like, it looked a little prettier because instead of, like, the slower build up that Tuchel was doing, it was a little quicker. And in that aspect, it's good. It's nice. That's one of the things I wanted to see. I wanted to see faster transitions into attack. But at the end of the day, it's still the same shit where you're going so wide that everything has to be crossed in. It's not like we have like Peter Crouch in the middle. You're just trying to bang to a 6'9" guy in the middle. It's like usually our forwards are pretty small for the most part. I mean, I'm going to give Alba a little bit of leeway because he's still hurt. I don't think he's 100% by any means. And I thought Sterling had a few chances where I'd like to see him shoot more. Like, he does way too many.
There was a city chances. He thinks he needs to realize it's not going to be coming as much.
Unnecessary. Yeah,
he needs to realize we're not creating that much. Take a freaking chance early.
Yeah. That's one of my big things with the forwards.
The goal was banging though.
It was a great goal. Yeah, fantastic goal. Like that he's been our best attacker hands down this season so far. But like the extra dribbles to me sometimes are a little annoying. It's like, just shoot it. Like, we brought you here to fucking score goals and things like that. Like, I don't need you to take an extra 2 or 3 touches to get 2 yards outside just shoot. I mean,
just like Alex was saying, he thinks it's City where he's going to do the drills, pass it off to somebody, but then he's going to get it back and get a better opportunity. That's not going to happen, bro. You see that goal, take a shot.
We have to start questions about Mount.
Oh, finally.
Same thing as Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz.
Oh yeah, Jay, allow the chat because you're gonna start.
I'm glad we're finally
because if we're giving the same thing to Kai Havertz, we need the same push to the Mount.
It's only a few months too late, but yes, let's talk about them.
Well, look, this is the season. This is the season where I'm gonna ask questions of Mount, same questions as I'm gonna ask Kai Havertz. The 2 weeks, the 2 best friends, the 2 fancy handshakes that whatever we do.
What kind of questions?
I thought Mount was better in this game, though.
Better, but still not impactful.
I was going to say,
but we played him deeper, though, didn't we? We weren't playing him necessarily.
He played in better, and he's 8. Yeah, he played as an 8. So please tell me why we shouldn't be judging his best position on the field.
The thing that I'll say on Mount is, at least Lewis, when I listened to the stream, you gave me technical aspects about why you thought he was good. Every single thing I saw that came out about Mount yesterday about why he played well was, he worked his socks off. Some amalgamation or different way of saying he worked hard. He was everywhere on the pitch.
See,
fuck off. Respectfully, fuck off. Like, tell me about
I get that. When people do
that's not my problem with Mount.
I thought his link up was a bit.
And here's my thing with you saying he was better. If people that saying that he's playing out of position, that's why he like one limp on the foot. I'm expecting when he goes to his preferred position to become
more than that.
More. That.
Okay, I agree with
you. Do you see the difference between him playing forward and playing yesterday in the midfield? Is there like a quality improvement in that position?
He just lost the ball a lot less. That was it.
Because he had more time.
You're saying you want to see
exactly. If he's gonna play in his position more often, it gotta be a better, like how you say it, the criticism is gonna be higher. Because now you do not have excuse. There was a couple of balls that I swear my grandma could have done better with those passes. The way he passes the ball a couple of times, it was. Havertz was shocking. Those 2 are shocking, man.
We'll get on to Havertz in a moment. Can I just say the cross as well for the goal? That is an awful cross. Like, in any other scenario. 9 times out of 10, the centre back clears that into row Z. That was a horrible.
I think he got the assist. I think Aubameyang did.
Yeah, Aubameyang got the assist, but that's a horrible cross. I cannot have people telling me that was good or that was an assist.
From James,
no one's saying that.
That's what people saying.
From James, you're talking about cross from James?
No, Mount.
I can just imagine
Mount.
Yeah, that was a horrible cross.
From James was not as James was too far too.
Hey, but if we're talking about horrible, let's talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Number 29, the guy who has no positionless, Kai Havertz. My man's played in 5 different positions under 3 different managers now, and he's still shit. He's still garbage.
There's nothing I ain't already said for the last 5-6 months. I'm just waiting for people to start getting to that point, but it'll come.
I would have liked to
start playing well. But...
I would have liked to seen like a guy like Pulisic in the position Havertz was in yesterday, because I think on the ball he's way more impactful than Havertz. And Havertz was on the ball quite a bit in that first half at least, and he had opportunities to play Sterling in behind a few times. And he's so sloppy sometimes with the ball. Like he really needs time and space to sit on that thing.
I actually got aggravated, if you remember the moment him and link up with him and Sterling on the left side. Remember those, like, that, my God, man.
He can't even complete a 1-2 properly.
Exactly. For some reason, if it's not a mount, he cannot.
But this is my point.
They always stay right next to each other. So I can link next to the person who never leaves my side.
I'll ask the same question about Havertz to the panel and to the chat that I asked about Mount, I think, a couple of streams ago. What technical aspects, I don't want to hear work rate, what technical aspects is Kai Havertz actually good at?
Nothing, man. He's a myth.
I'll hear first touch.
Yeah, that's it.
Even his first touch is inconsistent. It's
the German Nicholas Bentner, man. That's what he is. The German Nicholas Bentner. That's what he is.
No,
he can't play, like I mentioned earlier, he's a number 10, right? He can't play in tight spaces. He can't play as like a in between the lines kind of player in tight spaces where you need to have good like awareness of what's around you. So okay, maybe he's not that type of like traditional number 10. Maybe he's like a shadow striker, but his finishing shit and his link up players can like very, very inconsistent. So like you mentioned it before, Lewis. Like he might genuinely well be. I think it was you who mentioned this. He genuinely might be Werner with a first touch. Like it's just runs off the ball.
No, but even the first touch, it ain't all that anymore. Like the only thing he has a good first touch pass sometimes.
Oh,
like he'll hit a nice little flick or something.
When he laid off the ball in the first half, it was terrible, man. It's like
the amount of times I see Reece and Cucurella putting balls into the box. Nothing.
Yeah,
Sorry,
man.
Andrew.
Have you seen this guy try to take on a player as well? Try and go, but he can't do it. He's got no trick. He's got no technique.
Yeah.
Step overs are funny, bro. Everyone laughed at Lukaku's step overs. Him and Havertz are literally flirting v harassment.
Exactly.
Literally.
And the thing
I do believe that.
In fact, where's the picture? I probably still have it here.
I've said it. I just don't think Havertz is built for this league.
I did. Yeah, on your ass. Flirting v harassment. Right there. Same thing. Literally. Who's this? Oh,
take away that Havertz UCL final goal, yeah. Lukaku has done more in one season than he has in three counting right now.
Both scored in the Club World Cup final, to be fair.
The guy is been muted and arguing with the chat people for the past hour. Heard the guy Havertz slander. He's like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I want to hear Havertz as well. It's like going back to the like dribbling point, because I know there'll be someone out there.
And I'm not talking about JK. I'm talking about the other person.
I know for a fact there'll be someone out there who hears the argument about dribbling and goes, "Oh, but he's like tall, he's big. Like, how can you expect that?" Go and watch Rafael Leao. Man's 6 foot or over 6 foot and is a much better. Like, he can take players on, beat players on dribble. It doesn't look smooth. I'll be honest.
I actually watched Leao yesterday. I'm not impressed. Maybe it's one game. He
didn't have a good game.
He didn't have a good game, but I've seen other games that he's played and he can actually. He's tall. He doesn't look smooth when he does it. Also, as well, actually, like Loftus-Cheek, like less so since the injury, but when he came through on the Sarri, he used to be able to beat man on a dribble, and he's tall. So I don't want to hear this like height thing of he can't do. No,
he was better.
Oh, I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was good on the right side.
The role
I
that
thought he was
Havertz is
better
in.
than Kai Havertz.
But the role that Havertz played yesterday, that's what Ruben would thrive in that role. Absolutely.
Ruben was robbed.
And I think Gallagher as well.
The amount of cutbacks I saw that were perfectly set up and nobody in the right position.
Exactly.
Our players,
But like you guys,
they have no awareness on when to come close and provide themselves an option, or when to stay out wide and provide themselves to be in a position to receive the ball to shoot.
I forgot about
no
Ruben
awareness.
yesterday.
wait, before I speak, wait,
can
you guys hear me, or is my mic suspect? Is my mic suspect?
Yes,
No,
it's all right.
better now.
Nah, I'm not using my AirPod right now. That's why I'm using my phone. But like, I just want to say, like, the main thing about I heard you guys talking about Mount and Havertz. Like yesterday, I mean, I see everyone talking crap about Mount on Twitter. I don't feel like he was awful, but I just don't think he's special. I just don't think he's a special player. As much as obviously, like as well as Chelsea wants to make him the face of Chelsea so bad, it's obvious they want that. I just don't think he's a special player. He's nothing special, but he's not bad. It's like he's a player that every manager want on his team just because of you guys don't want to hear his work rate. But
he's a player that
is he a player that you could build around? Yeah. I mean, he's not a player that you can build around. He's not.
He's a player. No,
he's a player. He's a player that gets picked by every manager because when things aren't really going adequately right, he's the one player you can trust to at least work.
Exactly. That's always like that.
Point. As I just said, and people put it in the chat, that you've literally just described McTominay for United in a player. That's what he is. He's our McTominay. Like you've just, he doesn't excel at everything. Hang on. He doesn't excel at anything. He works hard. You know you're going to get 100% most of the time from him. He's going to work hard. He's going to play for the badge. He's going to do all that nonsense. But he doesn't excel at everything.
But
he doesn't really do anything like special in terms of standing out. It's kind of safe a lot of the time. Like he's literally McTominay.
I can explain to you why. Because look, there is a position on the field where it's non-threatened and eye-catching. Because there's a reason why a lot of people like forwards, because they eye-catching players. That's the most thing that you watch when you're grown up youngster. You're gonna most disrespected is always defense. Nobody wants to be a defender when you defender by default. Coach makes you be a defender. You're not going into the football career as a defender. None of us did. There's a point in your game when the manager says, you know what? Like he told me, look, he's like, you are good in that, but I need you. With you better gonna be a defender than your forward because you don't think quick enough for the forward. So he pushed me in the defense. With the midfielders, it's the thing that you're not creative. You're not going to be like, you know what I'm saying? You're not defensive good enough. People will forgive you and underrate you. With the midfield, there's always their unspecified rule for the midfielders like Mount. They're not shiny enough for the fans to be excited about. But for the managers, those players always going to be a priority. Because no matter what it is, that middle three or whatever the position you're playing, that middle position is always as less as important, like how you say it. It's the hard work in the midfield than the skills. It's the hard work that gets rated by managers in the midfield. Because that's
I didn't mean to interrupt, Jux. And that's okay. You can have that guy in a team if you have other guys around him. So, like, if you had, say you had like a Frankie, I don't want to beat up Frankie de Jong, but like, say you had Frankie de Jong in this team, Mason Mount is a great counterpiece to him. Like, he does some of the stuff off the ball that Frankie doesn't have to do then. But if you just have Jorginho and you have Kovacic and guys who are like sort of limited.
We have three mounts. Nothing special about the midfield. We have three mounts.
I agree with that though, but there's two things with that. Is I agree in terms of if you have to surround them, because look at Liverpool, like they had to surround Henderson with like Fabinho and with like Wijnaldum as well. Is such like they can see since they've lost him, he's so underrated.
Because he's a limited player. That's
but the problem is because he's a limited, there is only so far you can go. Like look at Liverpool now; they're at the stage now where they have to improve on him because their midfield is just not good enough. So you're right in a sense of like we can mask some of what he lacks, by getting better
we
players.
have a better midfielder, but we don't have a better.
I don't want to call Mount limited because he's 23 years old. I can't say he's limited right now because he's
well.
No, he can still definitely get better at his game or whatever. But the main thing is just the fact that Chelsea fans and Chelsea as a club wants to push him as the it guy, the guy in our midfield. Like he doesn't have the skills or the vision of Kevin De Bruyne. So he just does not have anything, like you said, that he's a very special player in, except his stamina and his work rate, which is why in the Premier League he will always succeed, like quote unquote succeed. I mean, like always be in the team, always, you know, seemingly looking like he's going to succeed. But I just feel like I'm not going to put a cap on Mount and say he's done or he's limited, he cannot get better. But right now, I just feel I see everybody on Twitter say, "Oh, Mount had a good game." I watched that game. I watched everything. I was just putting my eyes on everybody, and he had a decent game. He just had an average Mount game. You know, work hard and cross the ball.
I wouldn't use Twitter.
I have
it's all agenda based.
No, it just looked a lot better because we've seen some terrible performances this season.
Chelsea Balboa. Can I ask the question, Chelsea Balboa, real quick?
Anything was going to look better.
Yeah, do you put like the guy U23 on the Mount? How is that in English? Experience. Do you put experience based on your age, or you put experience based on how many times did you play in the league?
Well, I mean, experience is time, really. I mean, like you said, I'll say time, right? But age means he has more time on his hands to get better at what he does.
So 170 games for Chelsea is.
Yeah, that's my thing. I understand that you're saying that he's young, but I put experience how long he's been playing game like as a starter in the Premier League, and I think it's time is running out.
But
plus,
I don't think,
how many games does a 27-year-old
want to make it seem like oh, you know, he's just okay. Maybe this season he's not been Mount standard like. But I mean, I'm not even the biggest fan of Mount. But from last season, we cannot coming into this season. We were still last season coming into this season. We're not saying this conversation of his time is running out. I don't think he should be our main guy as what everybody wants him to be. Even Matt Law saying when Potter comes in, he should first give Mount a foundation. I don't know if you saw that piece he wrote on Potter. Like things like that is just very annoying to like a lot of the fan base. But I mean, I'm not gonna be here and be shitting on Mount and say, "Oh, this is it. This is cap. He's not gonna get better. He's a shit player." I'm not gonna say that. I just think he's an average player and that he's not special at anything.
I'm saying that you cannot build the team around Mount.
Yes, you can.
That's all I'm saying. That's my problem when people saying that we need to build the team around Mount.
It's just as simple as Kai Havertz too. I remember.
I was going to say the problem we've got though is everything you just said about not being special, like he's not a special player. There's a good 5 players or 6 players in our team you could fit like X. You could have said X is not a special player, like they're just kind of like a nothing player. You could have fit about 6 players in that sense.
Look, I know it's gonna it's gonna be controversial, but as a forward playing midfielder, I think if only Robin Loftus-Cheek has a shot the way Mount can shoot, I mean, he will be a better player.
He used to be able to score goals, man.
I think if
Sorry, wanted to make him a striker,
especially from range.
Yeah, especially from range, exactly, because that's where you're gonna be. You find yourself more often. But I will bet you, actually, Robin Loftus-Cheek, when he takes off, he is faster than Mount. I'm not talking about takeoff speed. I'm talking about when he actually speeds with the ball, not just a team of Werner sprints with the ball.
And he's built like a brick shithouse, so guys just bounce off of him.
He has the strength to hold the ball.
Like rush people off of him. You know, look, I mean, I've loved Ruben. I mean, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like I said, no other Cobham player has reached the height he was of. Like I'm saying, on the field. Forget the GA Mount scored. Just like watching him play during that start season, I was like, I was blown away from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But the point is,
decision,
like the thing about Havertz too. Havertz goes the same way. Like, I remember when Havertz came in here and everyone was screaming generational. The first game I saw from this guy, and I said, there's nothing special. If you watch Havertz right now, right, what can you point in and say he's going to be great at this? What he does is going to make him world-class in the future.
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
He hasn't improved on anything since he got here.
No. What I'm trying. This is the reason why I'm actually brought my point earlier, because you said the age. And that's what I'm saying. The age is the difference versus the years that you played in the Premier League.
Well, I didn't.
You see what I'm saying? Because his age is same as Mount. So technically, what you're saying, he have time to improve.
It does.
Also as well, we say about age, but like if you're a quality player, like if you're one of the best wonder kids or up and comers, whatever like phrase you want to use, you'll just improve over time. I've said this before. Like look at a guy like Pedri. He started as a number 10 for Las Palmas, has transitioned to play a number 8 who can play box to box and cover defensively for some players. There are games this season and last season where he had to cover for like De Jong at times because defensively he was having like lapses of concentration.
It's more forgiving.
Look,
like he's like what 18, 19, and he's improving his game that he shouldn't need to, but he is improving in the system. Whereas like
before you go, Bobo, let me say Scott real quick.
I said this on a stream before with Mount. There are some aspects of his game that have gotten worse since he was at Vitesse.
But with Mount, right? Please don't put Mount and Kai in the same. I don't. They're not in the same level. Like Mount for Chelsea has been better than what Kai has ever done for Chelsea. Like let's just.
That's fair.
That's facts. So let's not. I'm me saying. When I say age, I'm not just saying, they're young, so they have a right to suck or something like that. They have a right to be trash. No, I'm saying I'm not going to put a cap on any of them because they're still young and they have time to improve. Chelsea, even if they leave Chelsea, it's not that he's not leaving Chelsea to end their career. But I'm going to say something. It's like, Kai, on the other hand, I just do not see anything that is special to me. I just do not see it. It's like, I watch Kai I could watch like he was in that number 10 position. That number 10 position he was, that free roam is supposed to be. That's him. That's where he's supposed to be. But he's not a great passer. He's not a great dribbler. He's not like he's a very press resistant player. I was watching him yesterday.
I'll do this. I think I don't know if Lewis said it or he quoted someone. Kai is a striker who can't finish. He's a number 10 who can't create. And he's a winger who can't dribble and cross.
That's all he is. All he is pressing, diving, and a yellow card every other game.
And he's a little aggressive sometimes. That's about it.
Bob, I agree with you about him being.
I'm going to start a fight, but I'm not going to show any aggression on the pitch, and I'm going to drop in everything.
If you want good pressing, go to laundromat, man. That's what I'm saying.
But Bob, I agree with you. Like at his age, like he's young and he can still improve. My problem is I haven't seen a year-to-year improvement from him in any aspect of his game. Not one thing. I haven't seen him improve in anything since he got here.
I actually gonna say something again that might be a little bit controversial because we did not play with the 10 with under Tuchel. And technically, we did not play with the 10 yesterday because we keep going wide positions. And 10s are not exploring because everybody knows Kai Havertz cannot dribble, right? So why would we expect anything better from him if he cannot do those things? My thing is he can be a second striker, and he showed bits of that when he played with Auba that I actually saw that could be. My question is, I'm not saying that it could happen. The only left final draw on Kai Havertz, if he can play better when we eventually start to play more through the midfield. That's the only thing he's gonna have left. You know what I'm saying? Like if we play through the midfield and he's not become better, I'll say it's it.
Alex, one sec. We saw in the first 20 minutes because. Yes, he can't really dribble, but he is good at like link-up play with very short touches. And we saw that. There was like good one-touch passing and link-up play with the likes of Sterling, Mount, and Aubameyang. And then it was like we got to a point where, we want him to play behind the striker, but then I'm seeing build-up play and I'm seeing crosses come in from the wing-back, and he is still yet again not in the middle, ghosting into those positions. Then I'm seeing his touch start to disappear. Then he is getting chances and he's scuffing at them. And it's like there's just no consistency with him. Sorry,
but that's a young age. Consistency is nothing with the young. That's the one.
Like building through the middle, I've seen a lot of maybe not as much as we're gonna see more on the Potter, but I saw a lot of like between the lines passes to him, to his feet. But he doesn't have that skill to like immediately turn around and just, I don't know, be shifty. He's not shifting to be in that middle area to be a number 10. I don't know what he is. Maybe he's a late man running into the box, you know, but he's
not running into the box.
That instincts to run late into the box, like you know how Lampard used to do. You know, nobody is like
doing it.
That situation.
That's what's his name. That's a Mount's. That's a Mount's job.
Mount does not.
That's Havertz's job.
One sec, I got a couple of super chats I need to get to. Artem says, just joined stream. Quick thoughts. I understand why Potter played Aspie as manager in first game. You want that leadership out there. Unfortunately, Potter didn't shit Aspie. I just say he needs to take him off as some.
Yeah, just take him off. That was the difference.
Also, Broja needs to play. I know he missed a chance. But how many times is he going to come on with limited minutes and make more impact than Kai? Kai this year, 0 chances created, 0 through balls played.
That's the problem. No. Wait, this question is wrong as a question. Why are you putting Kai and Broja? Now we're not playing in the same position.
But
Broja plays versus Auba. He's not playing versus Kai anymore.
But you can see that kind of attack that Broja made. If that was Kai, he's not making it. He's just probably gonna fall.
Maybe you play Broja and Aubameyang as the 2 instead.
I mean,
but then you start to see Broja lacking some of those areas. I'm with Alex, where I'm finally starting to see Havertz is probably in his better position, and he needs to score. But I think he's doing the role a lot better that needs to be done in there. So maybe we will see an improvement.
I didn't say that.
Don't say that.
No, the role that he has now.
Yeah, the role there is different. I'm just saying, if we play and better for the midfield, I see him play better, get better chances in the midfield. But that's the only thing he got left, man.
Don't put me on that guy.
Right? There ain't no.
There are people that play better in that role that
decision that you just made
on our team.
Declared. I'm not
there are
with
people
you.
on our team that could play better in that role than Kai Havertz.
Like Josh
said,
I know.
Like Josh said, Pulisic would probably play better in that number 10 role. I'm
disrespectful.
I don't matter how much you guys hate it and think it's awful. He'd play better in that number 10 position.
He created more chances in 6 minutes than Kai did in the whole game.
Yeah, I like.
He's doing good enough.
And people are saying that there's no difference between what Potter played and Tuchel. I actually saw some difference in the sense of like.
In 6 minutes. I'll take 1 chance created every 6 minutes, then 0 every 70.
Like I said earlier, when Babalaro mentioned like this player isn't special, I just throw Pulisic and Ziyech, all these men in the same conversation. Like these men.
No, I think Pulisic.
These men just ain't good enough. Like since Sterling's come in, and this is what as well I'm going to love about Potter, because he's seemingly, like for the most part, is going to coach more attacking patterns than Tuchel was going to. It's going to just make the gulf between Sterling, maybe Aubameyang as well. Obviously, like it's early doors with him, but certainly Sterling and the rest of these dog shit attackers. It's going to gulf is going to.
You are comparing Sterling, who is in his prime, who is the guy. We bought Sterling
that's the standard I'm expecting. That's what I want from my player.
Then I just use that to say, okay, if they're not at that standard, okay, they're dog shit, because Sterling is the guy. Sterling was not this standard at this time of his football early in his career.
I've watched 3 years of Kai Havertz do fuck all, and I'm not meant to.
I wish he was. That's coming from Artyom is pretty funny.
These attackers are just
Josh, big up.
Take care. We need to move on from them.
See Josh.
We need to move on from them, and we need to get attackers that, even if they're not on the same level as Sterling, they're very close to. Like the
now that you brought up Sterling.
Sterling as a wingback. Super chat is brilliant, actually.
Yeah, big up Arsenal saying also.
You know, in the 10 minutes. Yeah, go. Sorry.
Well,
finish the chat.
He needs to. He just dipped before we switch to Ziyech. Can't be asked. Artem says also, I don't know how it's possible. How it's possible, but Ziyech managed to be arguably the worst player on the pitch with only 10 minutes played. Dollar Store Mahrez, get him out. He was atrocious.
Can I say something on Ziyech? Can I say something on Ziyech? Really, I feel like
last night, and I know it's probably been happening before, Lewis, but last night you could hear it in the over the telly, the actual difference between he did something and say someone else did something. When someone else did something, it was like, like disappointment. When he did it, you could hear
it was fuck off Ziyech and all that.
Look. You could hear it for
no. I think
that's still
even,
not right.
Look,
though.
the way
I don't agree with it.
The way he shows his face, like he doesn't give when something doesn't go his way, it's like I don't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
His face is like.
Let me say something.
That's fair, but it's been the same. It's been the same this season for Havertz, Mount, Pulisic. Like it's been the same for all these attackers again.
There's levels.
No. My point is, if you're going to
Havertz on that situation, then Ziyech.
From this season, I won't, because again, it's just people going back and remember what they did do. Like my whole thing with this Ziyech, like getting booed or getting like the vitriol shown at him, is I'm not necessarily against all of it, as long as the energy is kept for everyone else. Bro, all of these attackers are the reason why we struggled. Like, it's not just Ziyech. Like, Pulisic came on and has been shit before Tuchel got sacked. Mount's been dog shit this season. Havertz has been dog shit. Like, throw the energy towards them as well. Like, Havertz again.
Yeah, but at least we're not doing it. Look, I'm not saying that it's
there's
true,
almost a difference.
but at least I don't see on the face of them saying like I don't give a fuck. His face says, "I don't give a fuck."
Let me. Ziyech has always had that demeanor. It does not matter. He's always had that.
I don't care. That's the demeanor I read.
But you could read that, but you cannot tell him to be somebody. You cannot tell him to be fake. And if he does something, you'll be crying on the ground. That like someone like Tammy Abraham has always been animated. Like if he doesn't do something, you could see in his face that he's mad about it.
I don't think it's his demeanor, man. I think it's.
Second of all, look. Ziyech was bad, but we can't just look. Ziyech came in 10 minutes, and he had almost 3 chances to score. Are we just only going to look at the end product, or are we going to look at
no? That's not what it was.
And this is not me trying to defend Ziyech, but that's just surface thinking of just say, oh, look, Ziyech missed 3 chances, he sucks and whatever. He wasn't in a couple plays.
Look, Balabao, let me ask you something. For some reason, I remember those 10 minutes of the performance worse than anybody else on the field for the rest of the game.
You know why you remember it? Because you saw his shots on goal. Most of the
time, that's not it. That's not what I was upset. I'm talking about his attitude, the way he goes. Like you're talking about the guy cannot. You're talking about Kai Havertz can pass the player, can dribble through the player. Tell me once in your life when Ziyech passed the player.
Okay, look, I'm not saying he's not a very good player. Don't like.
I'm not put you on that train either.
My point is like when we analyzing players, right? Let's not just analyze them as just he's trash, he's dog shit, he's not good enough. I feel like we're only looking at it because we saw him a lot because of the end product he was not making. But the fact that he was in those positions, you got to give him a little bit, tiny credit for that. You were in those positions to score. You should be scoring it. But let's put the human element into it. He's not confident enough. He's not confident enough. He's not been playing a lot. He's not.
Did you give Werner credit for being in positions?
Look, Werner was starting games. Let me finish.
Not talking about
Werner.
Not talking about
but Werner was in great positions and missed a whole bunch of goals just like Ziyech.
I'll bring Werner in.
We're not talking about Werner. We're talking about Ziyech. Stick on Ziyech.
Okay. I'm sticking on Ziyech. He asked me a question on Werner. The only thing I'm going to say about Werner was starting games week in and week out. And you guys all use confidence to say that's why he was missing. But it was obvious already. I
brought up Werner because he was talking about having a standard for all our attackers, and Werner was the same type of player.
I just told you the human element to it. We cannot just be looking at these football players that like they're robots. I understand we are fans, and that's how we're going to look at it because that's what it is.
No, I'm looking at it like this player does not want to be here. He plays like he doesn't want to be here, and he should leave. That's where I'm at.
He should have left. Chelsea should have terminated his contract.
We've been asking why is this guy going on? The only reason he got on looks like Potter just threw everything at the game, and he was like the last one to come on.
Pulisic was the last one to come on for like 5 minutes before Ziyech.
Oh yeah, Pulisic probably had. He's probably in the same boat, but maybe Pulisic has more right because
it's not in the same boat.
I'd rather have
player.
But I'd rather have some kids come on and attack
because
because
as bad as each other. Let's be real.
Yeah.
No,
it's
didn't
not.
Really do anything.
Pulisic came on for 5 minutes. Had like that one cross.
Came on and made that one great cross to what's his name? I'm not going.
Scott's right. They're both in the same boat. It's sad that when a game comes like this and then we need an impact player.
How the hell you criticize?
I'm going off what I've seen the entire time he's been at Chelsea Football Club, and bar lockdown period, I've seen nothing from Christian Pulisic to make
that's your narrative.
That's fair enough. I just don't think he's been given as fair of a chance.
Let me just say something. You put him in a bubble to call it project. You've called it Project Lockdown. No, it wasn't just Project Lockdown. It was his trajectory where he was going to until he got hurt in the FA Cup final.
Say it. Pulisic can't play in front of crowds. That's what it is. If it's an empty stadium, he'll thrive.
So
when that happens,
out of your ass. I am sorry. That was one of the. What do you mean?
He was still a bit inconsistent.
If he moves to like Man City, he'll thrive.
Hold on. I can put Pulisic in the same picture as Mount, as Kai Havertz. It's nothing special. That's it.
They're all as bad as each other. They're all just so average.
Average players. Not
like he's not. Look at Pulisic in the past. Like he's not a quality goal scorer from the wing, and he's not.
He is though. He is.
He's not. He never has been. He has. He's never been. He's never been a quality goal scorer.
Do not micromanage stuff you see from when he was in Dortmund at age 17. When his first season in the Premier League. Let's remember that. The Premier League, the hardest competition ever. The hardest competition in football right now. His first season in the Premier League, he was scoring goals. I don't care about what anybody's saying.
You know how many goals he scored? And hang on. Do you know how many goals he scored? He scored 9 in the league. 9.
9? It's the same thing that you guys are hyping Broja for. How many goals did Broja score in the league?
9. You know that's the same. Sorry. You know that's the same tally, by the way. You know that's the same tally that Willian got.
Willian that's supposed to be our main.
Willian that most people say wasn't good enough. But hey, let me not talk more.
Willian is our respectfully.
You're talking about Willian. You're talking about.
You gotta give some warning when Classic comes in.
You're talking about Willian.
No, I like to surprise people
in his prime area. You're talking about Pulisic.
You never know what to expect on my
first season in the Premier League.
I was looking at Classic in the crowd the whole game.
No, you're gonna see me in the crowd when you come to Salzburg in October, right?
You're gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
I might to Australia.
Last time you're gonna be there, huh? For sure. What did you say about No, I'm kidding. Hold on.
What?
I'm not going to link up. Classroom.
I like you. When you said don't stop comparing Mount with the Havertz, I actually liked you. I felt for you. I think Mount is better than Havertz.
He said he felt for him, man.
Mount is better than Havertz.
Why are we comparing garbage and shit? Like, why are we comparing garbage and shit?
Look, Scott.
He said he felt for him.
Scott, this is our attack at the moment, yeah?
We've been doing
it for a while. I don't know why you're asking why we do it. We've been doing it for so long.
About who's better between Havertz and Mount. What does our fan base come to? We're arguing about who's better about Havertz and Mount. We're picking hairs. Fam, they're both shit. They're both not good enough. It's the same with Pulisic. It's the same with Ziyech. Throw all of them in a bubble. They're all the same in terms of they're not good enough long term.
That's such a lazy argument, man. I'm sorry. Mount is better than Kai Havertz for Chelsea. There's nothing you tell me to say that I'm comparing.
Is he good enough to be a starter long term? Yeah, based on what you have seen so far, is he good enough to be a starter for us long term?
This season, probably not.
No. Based on everything that you have seen, everything you've seen from Matt, is he good enough to be a starter for us long term with where we want to be?
In his Chelsea career, that's what you're asking. Or you're asking in his Chelsea career, is he good enough to start for Chelsea? That's what you're saying. Not from this season. Yes, he is. In his whole Chelsea career, yes, he is. Like, let's start acting like
I'm not even based on what you've seen, the trajectory from Mount that you have seen since he's been at Chelsea Football Club, that he's going to be good enough to be a long-term starter at the football club.
Yes.
In this conversation, he will never be good enough to be consistent starter for this
I know, his dad thinks so.
Like,
why not?
I mean, that still remains to be seen.
I mean, from last year, we only look. This year has been sucky from Mount, and I'll completely.
Are you talking about Mount or
yeah,
Pulisic?
Mount. No, Pulisic. I'm not about to defend Pulisic because if you guys have made up your mind on him, I'm not about to like start arguing about it because it's just going to turn to an argument. But Mount, I'm talking about Mount, right? Let's stop acting. Okay, this season he's been terrible, but his trajectory from his first season and second season to tell me that you don't see him as a Chelsea starter, I don't know. That's just what you see. That's your evaluation of him. But I'm not even biased about anything.
He got worse last season in terms of performances. He got worse last season than he did in the
you cannot tell me that he's not good enough to play for Chelsea based on last season and the other season before. Yes, he is. This season he's been trash. He's out of form. But I'm not gonna say that.
You're right, bro. We are down bad. So some of the Chelsea fan base are down bad. We're all
down bad.
At the end of the day, this is our players.
It's like you arguing who's better, McTominay or Fred, bro. They're both not good enough. Both getting a bin. Move on.
Okay, then who do you want to replace Mount and this guy with? The whole attack is like do you guys have like
whole of a Salzburg team, bro? I'll replace whole of a Salzburg team. You know, well, I give it. You know, I'll give it to Graham Potter. He actually started a game really nicely. Like the first half, he got it spot on, and the second half, I think he lost because of coaching. And I think you have to give credit to Matthias Jesel. The 3 substitute he made, Lucas Gunnar Duarte, then Adamo, and the other one, who was the other one? Kamiri. They all were involved in that goal, you know. And listen, Thiago Silva, he didn't make a mistake. Adamo was just too fresh. I mean, listen, if you've got a chance, Graham Potter, I mean, bring in Zakaria at that time.
Thank you.
Keep dreaming, Elias. Keep dreaming.
I was saying something about
Zakaria is a like, you don't know what you're gonna get. It's going to be a surprise.
Wait! I don't care about the surprise. I've seen enough from. Look, Jorginho. That goal. Hold on. That goal that he scored, right? And I know Thiago Silva made the mistake that everybody will see, but you could see Jorginho. I think someone like kind of like put the not like a thread on it on Twitter, and you could see Jorginho as a number 6, as a defensive-minded number 6. This man, like, you got to make a foul over there. You got to do just go harder. Jorginho was going trying to like contain him, and you don't have a big body. You're not strong enough to contain. So the guy just went around Jorginho. Then next you know, Cucurella was already all the way up top. And so I just
Raheem Sterling kind of lost the ball too, I think.
Raheem Sterling lost it.
Hey, can we talk about Sterling playing the wing-back? How did everyone feel about that? That was interesting.
He was not playing wing-back. He was not playing wing-back.
He was a wing-back.
He was a wing-back.
No, he was
a wing-back.
The starting position of him was not he was not coming back to defend. His starting position was all the way up there. So stop saying it was a wing back like Tuchel. Like
Reece James didn't too. So it was a wing back. Cucurella's helping. The reason you think that he didn't come back and defend is because that was pretty deep. He didn't need to defend.
It's because Cucurella was playing like 3 different positions.
We defended in a 4. That's why.
That is
no, it looked like
exactly.
that. Andrew had to stop, but it actually turned out to be 3 in the back.
If it looked like it and everyone saw it like it, it is it.
As the game went on, it looked like it looked actually 3 in the back with Sterling as the wing back.
Declare, I know why you're saying this, Declare. You're trying to make it seem like, look, it's the same thing with Porter and maybe that's I don't know. That's what you're trying to say. Maybe it's like, look, we saw.
I thought it was a 4-2-3-1 at the start, but when you see it more, it was Cucurella left centre back that actually went overlapped at times too.
But the
Sterling
instructions are so
back.
different.
Reece James playing wing back.
It was a 3-2-4-1, I think.
Didn't play wing back.
Yeah.
Who's Salzburg or
very much a wing back.
He was not a wing back. Look at everything. Stop looking at the starting position and look at how they were playing. He was not.
We were Salzburg were playing 4-3-1-2. I mean,
do I have to put on Twitter for you to like see?
Yeah, put up the
heat map. Pull it up. I'll whiteboard. He did play wing back. Yeah, because he's talking about. He keeps referring to Twitter. Look, Look, if you go look at the game, look at properly. Sterling actually played wingback. I know you guys don't want to hear. It's what Potter did with Trossard. Look, Potter did it with Trossard, and it was very similar.
I actually can explain why you think it is. I actually can explain why you think the player that he played as wingback, and that was my point earlier before everything when I said that we invite pressure to our own half, and when we pass, and sometimes it does look like that. How deep we invite pressure, that even Sterling looks like a wingback. That was the problem, but I don't think he played as a wingback. You gotta look at it as a starter position, man.
Yeah, look at him, like he was all the way up top.
Cucurella
was always finding him up top.
Yeah, but
we're talking about wingback.
But we had Fred
like he
back,
played like Chilwell.
Right? No, but because that's why you guys keep thinking wingback is such a defensive position.
It is on the
it's not. It can be an attacking position. When Tuchel threw on attacking players to play in wingback roles, that's what he wanted, and that's what Sterling did. And he
played 5 at the back. Tuchel was playing 5. Potter was playing 3-4.
No, see, that's what you're getting mixed up with. You've made
no, declared you're getting mixed up with.
You get mixed up.
You're the only one thinking.
I'm not the only one.
He did not play wingback. I'm sorry.
You're the only one who thought.
I watched this game. I was like watching Sterling's movement.
Scott just said it too. There's other people too. There's in the chat.
It
was confusing at the start, but that's how it turned out to be.
It wasn't confusing. When we
there was no confusion. I think Graham Potter got it right. He was playing proper formation, like the one we prayed for.
Like what? You play more of a winger. But like maybe on the formation, you could say like, oh man.
But that's what wingbacks. That's what wingbacks are.
No,
but when you have 3 in the back, we're gonna call it wingbacks.
It was not. That's not how it was.
So wait, let me start. How many did we play in the back? You thought it was 4.
Just look. Hold on.
4 when we were defending.
Look.
When we were defending.
Declared. You said that you have statistics on Twitter. Send it to Lewis, and Lewis could put it on here.
No, I said, do I have to put it on Twitter for you to believe? Because no. And you refer to Twitter all the time.
Alright, so. What do you mean I refer to Twitter all the time, my nigga? What are you talking about? Matter of fact, look, bro.
You've been saying Twitter this, Twitter that. I said on this on Twitter. They said that on Twitter.
Okay, I said
it on Twitter.
I said it on Twitter because of the thread about Jorginho, which is facts. It was there on Twitter.
That's what I said. So you kept referring to it, so I said let me put it there.
Okay, then put it there, and let me see it. Put your facts. Like, what are you talking about? We all saw that he was not playing wingback, but you just want to say that so you can say, "Oh, there's no difference between Potter and Tuchel. They played the same thing." Oh, look.
Yeah, Potter said it was wingback.
He didn't play there though.
Did he?
The thing. I don't care what he said.
Did he actually say it even too?
He didn't play there.
The formation that we played was
enlarge it so you can see. Hold on.
I don't care. Like, here
you go.
What you see on paper.
Everyone said Andrew said I was alone. Okay, put it. If even Potter said it, because I didn't watch the after game.
But to be honest, it's absolute Chelsea saying Graham Potter on the risk and reward of Sterling playing at wing back, and then it's his quote saying, there is that, but you don't have to organise around that. You don't want Raheem defending in his box too often, and I don't think he did. I think Cucurella handled that situation well. So
exactly. What I will say is, regardless of like what his actual position, like what you want to consider his actual position was, the one thing I will say is in terms of actual formation that we were playing, more often than not, it was either a 3-2-4-1 or it was like a 3-5. It was a 3-1-4-1-1 and like a diamond in midfield.
Like, I did not see Sterling tracking all the way back to, like, build-up play and everything. He was up there, and Cucurella was making great, especially in the first half. Cucurella was making great passes. What do you mean? Because it's not like he didn't have to. That's just how Potter plays. That's how.
Look, not every formation is rigid how you're thinking, right? Like, compare Sterling to Reece James on the other side, right? Sterling was there to because he felt they played narrow, so he was there to exploit that whole width of the game. So he had a wing-back role, but it was more of an attacking role where probably Reece James had to go more. But Cucurella was there to help Sterling's side. Each player had a bit more of a unique role, right, in the system of how he wanted to play that game. It wasn't everyone's the same. It shouldn't be your wing back. He was playing a different wing back role, but he's still in the wing back position. Just to say, no, you can't be a wing back because you have to defend. Hold on. If you thought we're playing 3-2-3-1, when Mourinho plays 4-3-2, he wants his wingers to defend.
What the formation you're saying, bro.
You're not turning him out of wing backs.
With the wing back thing, the one say again, I have no idea if he played actually wing back or whatever. But the one thing I will say with like the idea of the position of wing back is
the heat maps are up here.
Yeah. Like the wing back position is not as cut and dry as you want to make out. It depends how you want to have the wing back. Like you want to have it either the Rafa Benitez way of actually playing 5 at the back and they're more asked to defend and just like you want to just make the like back line more compact, or you want to play it the way that Tuchel did mostly, and then how Potter wants to do it, where they're wider and they're almost more like wingers. So the wing back position is not as cut and dry as people want to make out.
It looks like
what I'm trying to say.
And it's different from coaches and everything. Like people, the way Tuchel plays his wing backs or whatever is very different from like what I saw. Like with my own eyes, with the way when Sterling was receiving the ball, is how I wanted to receive the ball. It wasn't like on the Tuchel, Sterling was receiving the ball back to goal and he had to turn every time. When I was watching this game, especially in the first half,
why didn't you say that then? Why did you say just outright say no and rule it out like Andrew did? No, you couldn't.
Why did you say yes? Like he played wing back. Like you just trying to say he played wing back. And look,
I said he played wing back, and it was interesting. He's playing definitely what people would think out of position, but he's playing out wide like a winger.
Because you're trying to make it seem like he's a.
No, Tuchel did the same thing. Everyone was like,
not.
Everyone hated it.
Stop it. He did not. No,
he did the same thing.
The only difference in terms of the way that.
Well, okay, go ahead.
The only difference in the way that Tuchel had his wing backs to the way Potter has his wing backs is that Potter likes his wing backs to stay wide, rather than Tuchel, who likes his wing backs to cut in and become like one of the attackers in the box, like to invert them a lot. That's the only difference in terms of like actual positionally how high up the pitch. They both like their wing backs to be high up the pitch, almost like attackers.
No, like look, the way I saw it was the fact that Cucurella on the attack, he became like a hybrid wing back, or sometimes he goes back to the 3 at the back.
Center back.
But he became that guy to be the one to pass the ball to Sterling all the time. And Sterling was never like really behind our own half line. He was always ahead. He was always at the Salzburg's half. So when he got the ball, he usually got the ball facing their goal and ready to run. Not like, I mean, the way we played on Tuchel was the fact that we played such a slow passing game that our wingbacks became really more defensive too. Way more defensive than Sterling was. I didn't even see Sterling going back to defend anytime. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
he did though.
Declare is trying to make it seem like Tuchel and Porta played the same thing, and people are saying on Tuchel's they didn't have like the way they played the instructions they had on Sterling was way different. You could listen to Sterling's post match and listen to what he said. He said, "Yeah, I like the new role I played. I'm obviously you cannot, he's not going to say I hate it. I hate it under the manager, but you could tell that he's more fluid. You see, this is the Sterling you want to see more of. You see how he was isolated at the wing side when he got the cross from the quote unquote cross from Mount, and he got to him, and there was nobody around him. That's more of Sterling you're going to see under Porter, not the Tuchel Sterling where he's back to goal every time, and he has to have like three players around him, and it's not the same. It's just not the same between Porter and Tuchel. The way the instructions and everything. That's what I'm saying. Like, Declare, you're trying to make it seem like
Sterling played that at Man City too, but now he's playing wider. That's why I said it was interesting. Even you didn't want to. You're holding so much back that you instead of calling it a wing back, you called it a special hybrid role. Let's call it a special hybrid role, and that's the question I'm asking. In the special hybrid role,
Matt, why are you running? Get in the street.
Hold on a second. I just heard you saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't need to keep going about this.
No.
The last point I want to bring up is just a comment someone's put because it explains it kind of really well. Are you able to get Seppa's comment from about 3 minutes ago where it talks about positions? Because that explains it quite well, and then that should be all that needs.
Played with inverted wing backs.
No, keep going up. There's one he starts with positions.
Sterling did drop back a lot more though.
That one.
Well, because we keep inviting the pressure. That's the problem. That's what I was talking about. We keep inviting the stupid pressure in our own half. My problem with what Balaboa said was we don't have to play. Tuchel played Sterling with the back to the goal. That's the problem. Tuchel did not have a proper forward since that. And by the time he didn't have time, he got sacked.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you.
What do you mean, nah, bro?
Tuchel's plan was to play Sterling centrally more as a quote unquote false nine, or showing that like come on.
And
now,
why did he need Auba then?
There's no way Sterling agreed to that, Baba. Like I don't think so. I don't think he agreed to the central role.
That's the comment that you made. That I completely disagree with you.
Why did he buy Aubameyang? Because Kai was not doing his job. Kai was not the guy we thought he was. I mean,
I think you completely missing the point. Sterling is not in the position to play with the back to the goal, and that was not his attempt.
No,
because there's the reason why. Even with Kai, when he played with Kai was the more central than Sterling.
Look. Wait, what? No, he wasn't. Like, look, Sterling tucks in a lot on the Tuchel. Like Sterling is playing like that left cam role that he's tucked under that. Especially the way we pass so slow, and by the time we get the ball to the attackers, it's 10 men already behind the ball. That Sterling comes back to the ball, back behind the goal. Not like
but that's not what you said. That's not what you said.
What did I say? That he got played centrally?
You said the reason why first of all, you were saying that the way the Harry Potter is playing Sterling is a way better because he doesn't have to play with the back to this goal based on how Tuchel used to play. But Tuchel never did that in the first place. He said from the beginning he does not have forward line the way he likes.
Bro,
so you cannot make those statements because he got Auba for a specific reason.
Yes, I can because even when Kai is even when we play like a front three of Kai, Sterling and Mount right there, Sterling is still playing back to goal and not just from the central position, even from
but
a little
because
bit on the
none
left
of them
side.
are center forwards. He finally got his center forward and he only used them once.
Nah, bro. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying he only played
I don't know, but based on what you're saying, there's nothing that you're saying.
Nine. It's not false nine. I mean, it's not center forward. He played what's it called? Sterling as a quote unquote a false nine.
Okay, let me explain it to you. Where did the Sterling play it against in the first game with Auba?
Zagreb.
First game against
he's talking about Zagreb.
I'm talking about Zagreb. Yeah, what position did Auba play and what position did Sterling play?
Auba played from the center, but Sterling played the left cam. Like same thing.
The only difference between Sterling and Harry Potter and Thomas Tuchel using Sterling is the Harry Potter uses Sterling more wide, hugging the line.
Yes, as his natural position as a winger. Like instead of you playing him tucked in and he has to struggle every time when he receives the ball, he's back behind the goal. That's what I'm saying. So like it's not like the only thing.
Isn't that how he played at Man City?
It's
not. What are you saying?
But that's not what you said. Anyway,
what did I say?
You said that you said the benefits of Harry Potter is that Tuchel is gonna use him with the whole to play with the back to his.
You just say Graham. Harry Potter's become redundant now. Just say.
Graham. Yeah, bro. Like you've made Harry Potter so popular.
It's gonna be because look, my thing with the name because it's easy for me to remember. So
Potter, then.
Alex, it does not matter what they're saying. Say what you
I've been saying.
I've
been saying Harry Potter since Alex started it.
I'm saying is there is no evidence of you saying that he will play differently Sterling from Tuchel because Tuchel did not have number 9. That's all I'm saying.
Even if Tuchel had 3 number 9s, he'll still play Sterling at the left hand.
Where did he have 3 number 9s?
I said even if, yes, he would still. He would not. I said even if he would not play him out wide as Porter played him last game.
And that's what I'm telling you. Where did he play the first game in Championship League? With
it was not out. It was not out wide. It was a left cam. That's what I'm saying.
But that's not with the back to the goal.
Yes, it is. I'm telling you. Yes, it is. He's still receiving the ball back to goal because of our slow passes.
This is
Silly.
Guys, everyone stop.
Conversation got boring like 10 minutes ago, fam. I tried to end it 10 minutes
go
ago.
through a
Still
few
carried on.
super chats. Give me a
Even
second,
Classic
guys.
got upset.
Wait, declare, please. Artem says, did you guys talk Casiedo? I think he comes in January. I haven't heard us be linked with him. I think he'll naturally come because the
Listen, did you watch Savić yesterday? Did you watch Susic yesterday? I mean, listen, we had Christopher Friday.
Chelsea.
I'm talking about Chelsea because listen, we are actually struggling. We need a squad. We need a new fresh faces, and Salzburg is the right team. Listen, sometimes I know people are depressed and people don't know where to go, what to do. Opportunity comes right there, but you don't realize it. That's what happened yesterday with us. Salzburg came to London, right? People are like depressed about Tuchel, or they're not sure about Graham Potter, but there's an opportunity right there. Freund was there, right? The sporting director was there. And these guys, Salzburg, they are 18, 19, 20 years old ballers, future ballers. Kamiri will make it to Man City straight. You know, this Argentinian guy, Calda. I always get him wrong.
You don't even know the guy.
No, I know everybody's name, but Calda, Argentinian guy. He's gonna. How do you say that? Capaldo's going to make it to, any team. These guys are like 19, 20, 21 year old. Savić, listen, he showed Jorginho the lesson. Like, he's only 20-year-old Austrian, like 21 years old Austrian. Salzburg were there. Palovic, the guy, the defender, Palovic, the Serbian guy. And obviously, Bernardo made a mistake. I wasn't in for Bernardo. I wanted Solid to start. But Bernardo, obviously, a lot of Mount fans are saying, oh, Mount did the assist. But it was Bernardo's fault, right? So these guys, and Didic actually teach what you call Sterling a lesson. How quick he was.
Bro, who the hell are you talking about? I did not know none of you.
No. Let me land. Warte kurz bitte, lass mich Ruhe bitte. Philip Kuhn saved an absolute stunner when Ziyech did that shot, right? This is an opportunity for us. Like we can sell Kai Havertz for 30 million, right?
What?
We can sell we can sell Kai Havertz for 30 million. We can sell Lukaku for 30 million. We have 60 million. Pay Graham Potter his thing. Get Freund in, get Salzburg player in, get Matthias Jesel in. Bro, this is how we're going to go.
If we sell Kai Havertz for 30 million...
I'm just going to ignore it.
If we sell Kai Havertz for 30 million...
You might actually go for that, man.
I'm just going to ignore everything you just said and talk about
Kai Havertz for 30 million.
No, I'm just...
Maybe 40, maybe 50 most. I might.
Nah, bro.
With Kai Havertz, the only links that we have had to him...
2 years left.
We will have listen, Salzburg, the way Salzburg runs, they have scouts. They have scouts in Bosnia. They have scouts in Mali. They have scouts in France. They're gonna give us the best talent.
Guys, what did you guys think of Aubameyang?
The pass was better.
You're right.
Can I finish my point on Caicedo, please? For the love of fucking Christ, I'm trying to finish about 3 times. The only links are from an interview he did. I don't know who it was with. An interview he did where he said that if I got an offer from Chelsea, I couldn't turn it down. It would be a dream, but he's happy at Brighton at the moment.
Yeah.
There are no links. That's all that was said. So there are no links.
Yeah.
Now talk about
what did you guys think of Aubameyang yesterday? You guys thought he was invisible? Like, I feel like he barely touched the ball and barely got involved. Sorry, Alex, if you wanted to go on.
Well, I actually gonna tell you the reason, and I sent the link. The reason why, because we keep looking for the specific things out of the players that shouldn't be. We have a proper number 9. You're supposed to look for number 9. Just look at, like, I send you a link.
Okafor.
Where Kai Havertz got the ball so good in the middle, and he decided to pass it to Mount, which is harder pass.
That's his
and
lover.
He was not
I'll put
open.
in the group chat for anyone who's in there.
I've just seen it. I've just seen it. Like,
and look at Auba's chances over there, and Sterling is on the same thing. Like, You see what I'm saying? What happens when Sterling had the ball and he passed it directly to Auba, and Auba had blocked the ball? That's kind of things that you're looking forward.
Well, Alex, you know what about Kai?
I'm sick of all of these players. Listen, I'm sick of old. I can't even see Sterling face. I can't see Jorginho face. I need freshness, bro. Like this.
Wait,
this
what's
is
wrong with that shot that Aubameyang
man. I'm sick of it. Like
Aubameyang took a shot, right? What was wrong with that play? Yeah. What are you talking about that play?
People say Sterling is an absolute stunner.
Because people were saying about Auba being a non-existent. That's the reason why he felt non-existent, because the passes was open to him better.
He's not even 100% either, though. I mean, he even said he's not 100%. We gotta remember that.
I actually have. I think he's still fine compared to what we have. He would have done better if we had those chances that Kai Havertz has. Instead of going to the mount, you can see the pass to his right foot.
But in that instance, the thing you showed, I will say, in that instance, he doesn't even need to pass it straight away. He passes it because he panics, because he sees he has a player pressing him. If you literally just stand your ground a bit and have a bit of composure...
I think it was the bad touch. That's why he had to adjust. It looked like it was.
Yeah, but he panics because he sees someone
because of the first touch was bad.
It's not
like if you just take a good first touch and compose yourself and try and keep the player off you, can like see the pass into Aubameyang. Like that's what I was trying to say. That's why for me, like
even Sterling. We did the same thing with Lukaku too. We couldn't find him on some runs.
Is that Kai Havertz was not scanned? Look, Kai Havertz, like I remember there's this video on Lampard, like before he receives the ball, he's scanning his shoulder, left, right, to already see the picture before the ball even comes to him. Well, that's not Kai Havertz. That's it is.
That's how you can tell you have elite kind of like awareness, and like that's one of the things that I liked. Like before he went, and like that was one of the big things I liked about Gilmore is he had that ability to just like scan.
Gilmore always scans his shoulders like left and right.
You look at your players like Scholes, or you mentioned Lampard, even Gerrard. Like the reason those guys get brought up so much, and other players, is because even though there might have been aspects about their game that lacked, is they had that, so they knew what was coming. They knew that, like, and it's the same with like players like Özil. They know what they're doing like 2 or 3 moments before another player does, because they've scanned.
Right.
That chance,
Scott.
That chance you were talking about Alex. That chance you were talking about, like instead of him passing to Man, could have passed to Aubameyang. Literally, if you go back in time to 2012, the FA Cup finals, the Lampard pass to Drogba. Lampard to Drogba. You can see that kind of same pass between the line. Drogba one touch.
Lampard does it with weak foot, I think.
Exactly. So, but he scanned it already. He scanned it already.
That's the problem. No scanning before receiving the ball.
That's my point. Look, if
you are microscoping players,
there's another option for that. There's another option he could have. If he first touch made it on the path of his left foot, and based on how offense pressing the defense, he couldn't even take a shot if he from outside the box. You see what I'm saying?
Don't expect Kai Havertz to shoot from outside the box. He's like his foot is so weak. Like I'm not even going to expect.
No,
Kai
I'm
to
saying that he actually doesn't have a bad like how you say it. He's not weak. He
has no power.
He's not a power shooter. He's a placement guy.
Yeah, in the box.
Guys, you guys are crying. I told you we should have kept Werner. Werner was the reason this team was working. Rudiger was the reason. No, we have to listen. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it, right? Because I tell you what, when Sterling plays his individual game, when Sterling plays his individual game and Reece James plays his individual game, that's like what the hell? Like there's two different systems going on. Mason Mount and Kai Havertz are fluidity players, and these guys are individual players. How can you have both?
Why are we not allowed to talk about Tuchel, but we're allowed to talk about?
Not talking about Werner. He's gone. If you want to do that,
we are talking about. Then listen, what has he done? What have we done after Werner?
I don't know if you guys talked about Ziyech. You guys talked about Ziyech already?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys think he's he was here, wasn't he?
I'm getting ignored.
No, I wasn't
Yeah,
giving
no,
the
no,
Diego incident. But like,
I'm with you for everything except Timo Werner. Werner should have packed Havertz in the luggage and took him with him to Germany.
Yeah,
That is
bro.
an absolute false. Listen. 27 goals and an assist. We were playing fluidity. Let me talk. Why can't I talk?
Because we don't have a player. Because we don't have a player, Timo Werner at Chelsea.
Interrupt me about nothing. You talk.
How come I'm the one who's talking about Werner, about our previous player, when you guys came on and he said, like, he compared Werner with Ziyech? Like, let me just...
They're both shit.
Who was the guy? There was a guy who compared...
Let's move on.
You can't.
I'm just asking about
If you watch
yesterday.
yesterday, if you watch yesterday Leipzig game, Simikin and Schulmany had they had a what do you call it? They had some tuffle, and Rudiger and Werner stopped having a scrap with each other. That is a motivation. That type of a player you want. I mean,
do you have a new favorite player in the team?
No Werner.
Oh, Lewis, do you know why that Ziyech pissed off everybody with that thing?
Post?
Yeah, because he said,
Hey,
"Hey,
chill out."
No.
But it's not.
No.
Why?
T-shirt.
What does the T-shirt say?
It's Lukaku's T-shirt.
No way is it? What you what?
Where?
No way.
That's Lukaku's.
Wait. Did Ziyech post that because did he get like abuse or something last night? Did he get hella abuse? Why did he post that?
People saying on the Twitter that's Lukaku's either company or Lukaku as.
But what's the company?
Who cares, man? People are jumping on this guy for
bro. Who cares about
No,
that?
I didn't think it was deep
people care
anyway,
about
but
shit
that's
like
just
that,
funny
bro.
if it's true.
Like honestly, like things like that should.
I mean, let's be honest. Listen, Ziyech is a flop, right? He's people say one-dimensional, but don't you think Sterling and Reece James, they are also one-dimensional? I mean, I'm not disrespectful.
No.
I'm just trying to put an
Tomorrow better
argument.
find some money so we can sell him.
Aren't they one-dimensional for the system?
About one-dimensional.
I was going to say, let's not talk about one-dimensional when you rep Werner. Let's move on from that conversation because
Werner has
one-dimensional I've ever seen.
No, I'm not disrespecting. I'm not disrespecting Reece James or Raheem Sterling. I'm just saying, aren't they one listen, the reason Mount and Kai Havertz are not working because they are fluid players. They are system players, right? Raheem Sterling is a player that can take on player, but he's one-dimensional. Reece James comes on the right. Everybody says, "Oh, he's going to cross," and nobody's on the. He's also one-dimensional. So isn't there an issue like if Raheem Sterling plays on that side and Reece James plays on the wing, Mount and Havertz going to have an automatic problem? And if we move Reece James back to
problems.
I mean, I'm just
I can't lie. I don't know
about it.
I can't lie. That finding Mount comment made me chuckle a little bit.
Werner has no dimension. Yes, no, he doesn't.
That made me chuckle a little bit.
But listen, what about Billy Gilmore, right?
He's not a Chelsea player.
No.
Stop
If you watch Werner
player.
yesterday, Werner made.
We did not watch.
Werner if Chelsea played.
Werner made that absolute amazing run against Madrid, and he made that pass to Nkunku, and Nkunku missed, right? Listen, Nkunku missed, and as soon as Werner left the pitch, he was about to leave the pitch, right? There was a sub coming for Leipzig.
Shut up, man! Nobody wants to talk about Werner.
Do you know that
we
Werner
watched
has
Chelsea yesterday? Why would we watch
I
Werner?
let everybody speak their heart out, but I don't
care, man.
Talked more about
Werner is
Leipzig
not
and
Chelsea
Salzburg than you
player.
had Chelsea on this stream.
Because we need that sort of a director of football at this moment. We need that sort of a team right now because we are sick of these players too. Listen, Salzburg, these all guys yesterday 1-1 draw. They are all 19, 20, 21 years old. They have Salzburg has a proper scouting system, right? They have scouts in Mali. They have got in France. They have got in Croatia.
And that's what Poli wants to do.
Listen, these are the future ballers.
Name me one
Future
player
ballers.
from Mali.
Can name you a few,
Sorry?
to be fair.
Name one player from Mali.
They did have a guy who they sold.
I'm not gonna cap. I'm Nigerian. I don't even know nobody from Mali, bro.
I don't know not single one of them.
Actually,
Bro, is Kunate from Mali?
Salzburg does
No.
Wait, who's that? The Benjamin Sesko guy was linked to a lot of clubs, right? Do you guys?
Sesko started the game. Fernando was supposed to start the game.
No. Oh my God, Classic, please. Okay, Classic, for real, please stop talking about other teams, bro. This is a Chelsea.
No, we have to because we are fucking linked with Salzburg. We want to move that way.
Yeah,
are you going to move to Georgia for 24/7
next? We don't want to move to Mali.
You're not talking about the real problem.
We can change the topic because
let's go back to
let's have a conversation, my friend.
I want to have a conversation about Chelsea, not about Salzburg. And
bro, we are linked with Salzburg director of football. He was yesterday in the stadium.
Then talk about.
Actually, let me ask this guy.
But you haven't talked about the director of football. You talked about.
Bro, you were talking about fucking Sterling for 30 minutes. Nobody interrupted you. Like you were
because the Sterling is Chelsea player.
Sterling is relevant. It's relevant.
Bro, we can't talk about. Right, you guys are just so not. You're not on the right spot.
I'm your biggest fan.
His name Habib.
I am your biggest
fan, man.
100%.
I'm trying to help you.
Today you are waffling, bro.
Oh, you're
like,
trying
I'm
to
not
help
waffling. I'm seeing the future.
Classic, I fucks with you. I'm your biggest fan, bro. But like today, bro, please stop. All I've been hearing from you is Salzburg and RB Leipzig and Werner. German people. Are you German?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's got a point. Hey, Todd Bowley talked about doing that model. And he's going to buy other clubs.
Okay, so you want Campos? You want Campos, right, from PSG, right?
Yeah.
He only signs rich players.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't scout those gems.
No, he doesn't. Fuck no. Do your research, please.
Oh, so you want Munchi? You want this guy from Campos? When we have an opportunity to sign someone like Christopher Freund.
I bet you
and we can have a proper scouting system, and we can get rid of players like Havertz and Mason Mount. We can bring players like Kamiri.
I do not want any German player here again. I'm not gonna lie. I used to love German players before because I'm a big fan of Thomas Muller, right from like 2010 World Cup. But man, Kai Havertz and Werner are just like and Tuchel. I know you guys are fans of Tuchel, but you know I'm so. So
who do you
those
want?
German players, German people, I'm not in Chelsea anymore. Let's find people from South America. You know,
they're not German. They're Austrians. They're Austrians. They're Mali.
Did you just rule off every German person or what?
Croatians. They're different.
I'm just saying players.
Bro, listen, everything is coming out of Austria. All the sporting director, all the managers, all the coaches are coming out of Austria.
Oh my God, man!
I don't care about Austria, blood.
Listen, these guys, the 18-year-old guy Kamiri and this Susse guy from
can I ask
Croatia,
the Ziyech stand? What's his name?
You know who
they
else
are
came
so
out of
focused in
Austria?
football. Listen, they're gonna be high. They're gonna get into City. They are so focused. They don't even have Instagram.
Hey, class F, you okay? I understand. You're right,
They're
class
not
F.
like Kai Havertz.
They're
not like
Let me ask you a question. What's the biggest name came out of Austria?
No, don't do
Bro,
it.
David Allen.
Wait, I think it sounds with A something. Ibler.
Oh my God. I was thinking who and then fuck.
Right. Okay. So you want Graham Potter to bring that corrupted guy from Osterund, that's Kingberg, whatever, right? That's what you want.
This is what I was.
That's what you want. Listen, Graham Potter.
Answer his question. Is that what you want?
I don't know what the question is. Sorry, I didn't.
So you want this guy, corrupted guy from Sweden?
Like you're being interrogated.
So Graham Potter should bring the director of football. Is that what you want?
Stop screaming, though. Stop screaming, bro. Just relax. I can't hear you.
No, that's not the name I was talking about. But let's move on.
Yeah. Ziad, what are you saying, my guy?
You haven't said nothing.
I'm here, man.
Listen.
Yes,
you can manage the team.
Let's talk about Ziyech.
Ziyech, what is going on with Ziyech?
No, I want to talk something different. I want to talk something different.
Still like down in
Can I speak?
Basically, I couldn't answer for you because I didn't see the game.
Speaking for the last 20 minutes, but
you didn't watch the game.
Can you explain Ziyech T-shirt? Is that Lukaku on it or no? You know the guy.
I didn't
whatever.
I didn't see the
All right,
game.
he's wearing a balaclava.
Oh no, class ref threatened to leave. Oh no, I'm so upset.
Class, don't leave, man. You know, we love you on the stream, bro.
Bro, like, listen, when Werner left, I wasn't being a loser. When you guys have lost the argument with Sterling, Mount, and Kai Havertz going to work out, you're behaving like losers, bro.
Why are
like,
you saying Sterling? Why are you bringing up Sterling so bad? Like
Sterling?
Sterling doesn't appreciate how.
You lucky bastard.
You know what?
There's a person
Listen,
over
I'm
here
telling
with
you,
a
Graham
bigger L
Potter
than you.
would not put Sterling in the next match.
Why?
That's not true. That's not true.
Because
he doesn't suit the system of modern football.
And you think you would have?
Sorry, you are at like that. I have heard some dumb things come out of your mouth. That might be one of the stupidest. Like,
I mean,
sorry,
but like,
might...
look, I'm not an
explain?
overrater of Sterling. Like,
can you explain? Can you explain?
I don't want to.
He's upset that Sterling took Timo Werner's place.
I wanted to actually explain how. How does Sterling not fit our system or modern football? Please tell me.
How come you like Sterling and Reece James?
Is that what he said?
Because they're from London, right?
He's a four-time Premier League champion.
No,
No,
nobody mentioned Reece James' mistake yesterday. He was the reason making that goal happen.
Hold on a second. Is it me or is it? Hold on a second. Is that me or it smells a little bit of?
So when I talk about Salzburg, you have a problem. But when you talk about London,
do you think it smells that person from Austria again? With Sterling and James. Do you think like smell one?
Oh wait, Alex. You say he doesn't like Sterling. You don't like James. You don't like Koulibaly. You don't like.
They're not assistant players.
Does it smell like one person in Austria?
You don't like.
The blonde-haired, blue-eyed German.
So
I like Chelsea Football Club.
Doesn't like Havertz.
Listen, I like Chelsea Football Club. I like club more than players, bro.
No, you don't.
100. I mean, that's true.
It's just I'm just asking the question. It smells like one.
Smells like what?
The Classroom, basically you're saying you don't players who are actually doing their job do not fit modern football. But players who like Werner, who's a striker who doesn't score, is beautiful for the modern football system, right?
And the word modern football
doesn't score is quite No, listen, Werner does suit the modern, and that has been proven. Now you can gang me on, but Werner has. Listen, Werner Sterling argument is over. Werner was better than Sterling. He helped Mason Mount. Sterling didn't.
Sorry, what? You're off your head.
Sterling didn't. Sterling actually made us worse.
How?
No, he hasn't.
He made Mason Mount and Kai Havertz worse.
He's the only one
I beg, can we move this conversation on?
You're an idiot.
Hold up. Like, wait. Let's not insult him. Let's not insult him. What do you want by that?
I mean, the stats, the goals, the way our team is going on. I said when Werner gets sold out, Tuchel will be sacked. When I said Jorginho will be... Listen, if you listen, all the people in the chat, if you've got balls, right, you say you predict, you come after the fucking match and you guys predict the past. I predict the fucking future. I come before the matches and I tell you what's gonna happen after it. I tell it before every listen. And listen, Scott, you're a guy who predicts the past. You come after the matches and you're saying, oh, I said it right, this is gonna happen.
Alex, I feel like following
you. You have both predicted the future.
I'm telling you, man.
The fucking future, bro.
Did you just hear what I said?
It's really making sense.
Come after the football match. These most of the guys. Listen, Lewis, I'm not going to be disrespectful. Scott, Axel, and this most of the guy, even Alex, they come after the match and they say, "Oh, I see. I expected it. Like I said it." They predict the fucking past. If you have both predict the fucking future, if you have same knowledge like me, predict the future.
You're a fool, number two. If I'll predict the future, here we go. Timo Werner is going to continue being a nothing footballer and will do nothing with his footballing career.
What about Gilmore? Gilmore goes double fuck. He got fucked like So your sister probably your own eyes.
You're waffling bears. You're waffling bears.
I need help.
Gilmore got double fuck literally like your sister. Probably in front of your eyes got penetrated twice, bro.
Simple. Family members, class ref, you prick. Yeah.
What did he say?
No. Let's not insult nobody.
Whose
Let's not
family
insult
is he
nobody.
going for?
I don't think. No,
Who
I
you
don't think
talking
it's.
to? Even going for
I don't
anyone's
think
family?
actually he's saying. He just saying stuff because he wants
I'm
to.
staying. Listen,
No,
I'm
he
really
wants.
fed up
He
with
wants
this
to
current
get.
situation at
He
Chelsea.
wants.
I don't understand.
No.
Okay.
Scott.
What?
He wants to insult somebody so bad, but
If you
he
want to
can't.
move ahead, if you want to move ahead, if you want your opinion to be respected, accept it. You were wrong. You guys were wrong, right? Move on. Bring new people in. Bring new panel in. Let's hear. Listen, you have Scott. You have lost so many times. Alex have lost so many times. Bring the fucking new people who will give new ideas. Because we are all the time.
You've never won an argument.
Can you tell me when I have lost, please? Because I can bring
You
you up
have
many
lost
times
on
I won
every
as well.
single fucking thing since 2 years.
Cluster.
Well,
Especially on Werner.
Considering I told everyone exactly how Conor Gallagher would be when he came into this team, and he's considerably lived up to the expectations, the low expectations I expected of him.
And now
I'd say
Graham Potter, you're back with Graham Potter.
Yes, I am.
Listen, if you can manage a team, if you're in Sweden, managing a team for 12 years from 4th league to 1st league, and then again relegation, then coming back, and then you want this guy to give a job for Chelsea. Chelsea is a job for someone. These are high-end players. These are high-end players. Listen, managing a small team like Graham Potter did is totally different to managing a big team.
If you are good, you are.
Yeah, you're right.
Stop saying.
So, okay. So, who, in your opinion, who should we have got as manager then?
Not Graham Potter, though.
No. That's not the question I asked. I didn't say anyone but Graham Potter. I said who would you have got then as manager?
I've told everybody this team needed someone like a leader, someone who's a Lionheart. Listen, let me talk. We didn't need a subdued person. We didn't need a subdued person. We needed a Lionheart, somebody who can Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Sergio Conceição was the guy. Sergio Conceição was the guy right now we should have hired. Because he's going to put Mason Mount and Kai Havertz into their places.
Or maybe
actually, I remember Clash bringing up that name before as well.
He did.
But maybe they're not good enough.
At this moment, we should have gone for Glasner.
Who?
We went for Graham Potter, and now I'm telling you, we can. Graham Potter would be.
Hang on. You just said.
What's the pattern of the managers?
Also, you just said
we have young, spoiled players. We have young, spoiled players, and you're gonna give them an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer type of Graham Potter Southgate.
So you just said Oliver Glasner. You just said Oliver Glasner. What big team is Oliver Glasner managed?
Frankfurt. Frankfurt is one of the biggest teams.
No, they're not.
Frankfurt is one of the biggest teams.
No, they're not.
So you want us to have a system like Freiburg, or give Graham Potter 5 years? Doesn't care if he gets out.
Was it the manager that won the Europa with
Frankfurt is one of the biggest teams.
Oh my god!
Wasn't it like a relegation a couple of years ago?
Bro, Freiburg,
they just won the Europa
Union
last
Berlin.
season.
Europa's not. Clash ref. Why you
listen. For English people, for you, Leicester City, Liverpool, these clubs are bigger. For Germany, there's a different atmosphere. For us, Frankfurt, Freiburg is one of the biggest clubs right now because they haven't sacked their manager.
No, they're not.
Listen, they haven't
you've been
sacked their
talking
manager
about the
for 15
penetrations.
years.
You just took one on yourself, man.
You're a liar.
This guy's a liar. I know.
For you, Liverpool versus Man United is big. For us, Freiburg versus Leipzig is big.
Bro, Liverpool and Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Whoa. Did you say Leipzig?
Leipzig versus Freiburg is a derby
you don't even
for
know
us.
your own history, bro. Leipzig haven't been a big club. Leipzig haven't been a big club. Like they've been a big club like 10 years.
I'm not talking about big club. I'm saying rivalry.
Jonathan, I hope we face Roma. By the way, thank you for the super chat.
But Clash ref, I'm older than Leipzig, bro.
Why? If we're not getting out of a group, I don't want to go to Europa. I want us to have a free hit in the Premier League.
To what? Because we're not winning it.
I mean, that would be good too.
No, if we're not getting out of the group, I'd rather be knocked out immediately than go to Europa.
Well, Alex, the Europa run will hinder your leg run and everything else. It's such a bad day
Alex,
of playing.
Europa is more problem to get Championship League than actual free run at the Premier.
No, Europa League is easier. I think we'd win it.
It's not the easiness. It's the fact that you got.
It's not the used to be. It's not as easy as tournament as it used to be.
No,
the tournament became harder.
But
can you guys take a L and just
just
bend
shut
down
up, man.
You
just told everyone on this panel and everyone watching that
I told you if you sell Werner, Tuchel will be fired and our team attack would be dead. Take a L. Accept it. Respect
the fact is that our forward line was L before you said that. With
and
Timo
that
Werner
season,
in it.
Werner didn't play that much.
I don't give a crap. He's still L as a forward.
Bro, take it out. Everybody now knows it. Everybody is talking about Werner.
You are
we sold the wrong
Nobody's
German.
talking about Werner like you are. You're the only one that talks about him. Nobody else is talking about him.
How are you guys not pissed off? This guy's been talking like this for 2 years. How are you not pissed off? Bro's contradicting himself, man.
Oh no, this has been going on.
I'm contradicting myself.
You contradicted yourself a million times.
Hold on, Jay. You're the same as well, Jay. So...
You didn't. The only thing you
I'll
said.
I'll tell you what we need. I'll tell you what we need. We need new people. We need 19, 20 years old right now in this panel. You guys are done. You guys are done.
That's kind of mad, bro.
Other than Luis,
because you 19 or 18, you 14.
Other than Luis, everybody needs to go because your concept has been proven wrong. Your concept has been proven wrong now.
That you cannot be on this panel
because of you guys, we are in this situation.
Not even let no one speak.
Any super chat to kick anybody out? 100 quid, you already know.
Bro, you guys are out of fashion. Like when I came, I became the fashion. We need new people right now because you guys are done. Now you guys are
turn your camera on.
There's no new inventions. There's no new conversations. There's no new ideas. There's nothing new.
Turn the camera on.
You guys are now rotten like Chelsea Football Club right now.
Class ref, you're right. Can we move
Your
on?
opinions have rotten now.
You're right. No, you're right.
100%.
Where are Chelsea people? Come
Hey,
panel. We need fresh.
We agreed with you.
Ref, can you pay for my vacation like you said you would?
You're fucking rotten. You were rotten when Werner left. You were rotten, bro. I like you. You come here, you're responsible. You come, you give your time. I respect you, but your opinions are done, bro.
Where's the money for my vacation?
Alex, he just said you're rotten, so he's not paying for the vacation. It's fine. Let's move on.
I respect you. You're a streamer of the year. You're gonna be streamer of the year next year, but bro, you're done, bro.
Are you trying to squeeze the shit again?
I'm not spreading negativity. I'm fed up with this.
Yesterday, class was comparing Sterling to Ronaldo like last season. That's mad.
This guy tried to tell me that Leipzig are a big club, man. They've been around for 30 years.
RB Leipzig.
No, he said Frankfurt is the
wait. The same club that was created.
He said that Freiburg versus Leipzig is on the same level for Germany fans as Liverpool, Man United is for English fans. No, it's not. Germany fans hate Leipzig. Germany fans.
The Germany crowd, Germany. Listen, the reason I said it because we don't need German players. We don't need German players. He said it. We don't need German players. I said it because of Havertz, because of Mason. Werner, because of Tuchel, because of Rudiger. We won the Champions League. Respect, bro. And right now, every director of football, every fucking number one player, every single one is coming from Austria. League and German league.
Except from there.
And you guys were talking about, German Bundesliga doesn't produce young talent. Listen, Wagnerman right now is top. Listen, Don't talk shit, bro. Don't talk shit about Germany talent. You guys, listen, if KDB didn't came to Wolfsburg, he wouldn't be the player he was. It is a rehabilitation league.
KDB is not a German talent. KDB
I'm not talking about German. I'm saying if he didn't came to the league, bro. Like,
you love
listen,
KDB was always talented, bro. He was always talented. That's not.
So what happened with him in Chelsea?
Jose didn't play him and give him a chance.
Right. So Jose is the wrong guy, right? Like Hudson-Odoi.
I just gave you an answer for whatever. Class ref, it's fine. We all agree with you. Can we move on?
We agree with you. Class ref, you are right. You're the man. You're the top dog, bro. You know everything. You know the future. Hey, bro, can you tell me like some lottery numbers? Or I ain't gonna catch.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I think we've hit that point in the stream.
No. Listen, the conversation has to happen.
Everyone.
Luis, you can't do this right now. Right now, we are very close to getting.
Why not,
Listen, Luis. There was conversation happening with Todd Boehly was talking about North versus South, right? This is an Austrian league. In Austrian league, the last 16, the relegation team, they go for an playoffs. So he was talking about that thing. Right now, Todd Boehly is in conversation with Austrian director of football. It's good for our... Listen, these all players in Salzburg that played yesterday, they are bowlers. They are future stars.
And we're not saying you're wrong.
And we need that cycle right now.
One of them. Move on.
No. Class ref, he's right. No, Class ref, you're right. That's fine. Lewis,
big up. Like and subscribe. We might be back tomorrow.
Let's go. I'll go away with it.
Bro, like, okay, if you don't need help...
You got away with it. You got away with it because there's waffle merch in the corner, bro. That's why you got away with it.
And you again, you are also locked up, motherfucker. Your
right. Listen, if you don't want me, I'm not coming then. Okay, thank you, bro. I tried my best. I tried to help you guys. I'm not coming here again. I just want the best for Chelsea Football Club. I'm in the same boat.
You're always welcome back, Clive.
That's you're always welcome back.
Shut up, Declared. You know what he's doing. Shut up, Declared. Don't do that.
So there's going to be a second leg Salzburg. We need a professional.
Prime, listen, you've been really rude to me, and you're an Arsenal fan.
Wait. How have I been rude to you? I've been saying you're right. How have I been rude to you?
Shocked, When did this happen?
How have I been rude to you? Listen, hey,
you've been rude to me. I've been very respectful to you.
Class ref.
You're saying move on. You're saying right, move on.
Class ref.
There are people down there who want to listen to me, bro.
Class ref, don't be rude. Okay, I've agreed with you. I've said you're right. Okay, I've got everyone else here to agree with you. So don't be rude to me.
But that's not this show is all about. This show is all about debate.
Don't be rude to me. Okay?
Listen, this